Perfect.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
What's up, fam? What's going on? How y'all doing? Welcome to the stream today. Who that to the beautiful black and gold family members in the building? We in the building. Sports Comas in the building. TSC Live is live on air. Much love to all the beautiful black and gold family members chiming in the live stream on this one. Who that to you and yearns on a beautiful Tuesday, absolutely gorgeous Tuesday today. I'd like to welcome all the beautiful black and gold families members in to the traditional welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. I'm Big Q, and this is the Sports Coma, aka the Great Saint Think Tank, home of the diehard black and gold family members. Man, we in the building. Who that to the beautiful black and gold family members chiming in this one? Who that to your GM Kev, brother Jerry? Good to see you. Who that to you? Tro Blewett in the building as well. Drew Goddamn Breeze in there. Ash Rim, who that to you? Ash, good to see you as well, family. Welcome in the stream. Donald McKenzie, who that to you? Donald, he says, I love Kamara, but I got to be honest, I take a first rounder. Who that to you as well? Michael Sachs Jr. as well. And all of the beautiful black and gold family members chiming in on this edition of the Sports Coma. Who that to you and yearn? Please hit the like button, family, upon entry. Please smack down on the like button. TTV Tropical Edge HQ says, do you think Kamara will stay? And how much do you think he will get? We'll cover both of those topics in this expedited edition of the Sports Coma family. And this one, we're gonna look at some articles. We're gonna go over some information to kind of clear up some dust. We'll see how that worked. That one dude, who that to you as well, though. Good to see you in the chat, man. Appreciate you. Please hit the like button. If you aren't a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe to the Great Saint Think Tank, home of the diehard black and gold family members. So if you're looking for a home to talk Saints, we are it. hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you aren't a subscriber. John Thompson, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat as well. Now, of course, family, Darnell Curry, who that to you? Of course, family. Usually when we do Tuesday shows, I don't usually do Tuesday shows. Usually, we have the TSC Q&A, which is a show we exclusively do for our Patreon and YouTube members. That's on patreon.com. So I will just talk to the family members for an expedited show. It won't be maybe a little bit over an hour or so, as opposed to our customary 2, 3, 4 hour shows. But please be advised for our 9 Patreon and YouTube members that the TSC Q&A live show is tonight at 6 o'clock, and I'll probably be a little bit over, but I will be on TSC Q&A live, and we'll get more in depth in these discussions. We'll open up and allow the family members to converse and give their thoughts on the Kamara situation as well on TSC Q&A on Patreon. So if you want to join that, please feel free to go in the description section and find that Patreon link, or simply go to patreon.com/the PRO Media Network and subscribe, family, subscribe to that. So you can join the discussion, man, and be a part of tonight. It should be an animated show on TSC Q&A via Patreon and our YouTube members. So thank you for that. Who that to you? Pay attention 26. Derek Lockett, good to see you there, my brother Derek in the building. Hot boy, 8504 hot boy. Who that to you? Family as well, and welcome all the beautiful family members in the building. Please hit the like button, family. Please hit the like button. It helps out the stream. Now, without further ado, we've been talking about this, and a lot of people are kind of really surprised by this. I'm not really surprised by this. I've been saying this for a while about the Alvin Kamara situation. I was saying that it's pretty irresponsible for the Saints brass to try to negotiate a contract and pinching themselves between a compressed timeline. Like you wait, a few days, maybe a week or so ago, to start negotiations, when you shouldn't have started. Really, honestly and truly, you should have started negotiating on this contract extension with Alvin Kamara 2 years ago. 2 years ago. That way, you'd have saved a lot of money. You would have had him under contract for multiple years. But just like the Saints do with a lot of these contracts that are not attached to Drew Brees, they drag their goddamn legs on it. They drag their feet on it. They drag their feet on this contract situation and pinch themselves into a complex and compressed timeline with Alvin Kamara and his agency, who he got these new guys to get him a better contract. Various reports are saying he wants up to $15 million a year. Is that a surprise? That is not a surprise. We talked about that before. And we also realized that Joe Mixon got a deal done. A lot of running back news today, just in case family members don't know it. Just to show you what I said about the Sean Payton not taking anything serious. Alvin Kamara's absences for 3 days, three days or whatever it is, and it's going to continue till a contract is reached. His agent have reported, and we're going to show receipts on that as well today, about is this merely smoke, or what is this? Is a leaked situation by the agent to try to create a pressure situation for the Saints to make a move on. But if you wasn't going to get a deal done with Alvin Kamara, you should have did it a lot early, even as early as the draft. At least that way you would have known whether or not you would be willing to spend that much on him. And if you wasn't, you could have moved him then, where you can get compensation that would impact you this year, being that Drew Brees says this is his last year. Am I for trading Alvin Kamara? Absolutely not. Alvin Kamara represents 70% of the Saints offense, and you mean to tell me that 3 years on the team, actually 4 years, 3 playable years thus far, because in his 4th year, they've yet to hit the regular season. He's giving you Pro Bowls. He's given you several Pro Bowls for the last 3 years. Every year that he's been in, he's giving you Pro Bowls. Even last year when he came out and reported earlier this offseason that he could barely move his leg so he can move on the field. So he jeopardized his own health to help the team out when he wasn't 100%, and even lied on the press conference saying that he was 90 and 95% when he wasn't even near that. So he sacrificed and jeopardized his career to help the team win. Where is the monetary help? Well, the truth is, if you're not Drew Brees, You don't have to worry about Peyton begging your ass for anything. Mike Thomas has had to hold out for the money that he deserved, and here we go with Alvin Kamara. Kamara deserves that money. He does. More people say, nah, Q, I take the first round pick. What do your offense look without Alvin Kamara? It doesn't look like much. Not the way Sean Payton bases and built the offense around Alvin Kamara. And over the last several years, he's systematically, like of course the last year, he's systematically alienated Latavius Murray. Just relegated him to damn near second and third member of the team when he could have been mixing the snaps and getting that rhythm going. So I think this is absolutely a shame. I think this is absolutely terrible. I think this is what I've been hitting home about is how the administrators are handling business in that building. But we have people blind to the fact, and I want the people to understand you're welcome here. Please take off your blinders on how this team is ran. Stop pretending like you don't see flaws and cracks in the armors that the Saints have been showing us for years. And it's only if we can confront that and keep it real, we're going to move forward. But I always represent and I always bring the receipts with me on this, whether it's in interviews or items or articles that you personally have read that we go over on this show. So I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. That dude, that one dude, though, Kamara's part of the offense. It's all about it. I know, and I agree with that. Thank you. Travis 504, who that to your family? Good to hear you. Cheryl, who that to you, Cheryl? Hashtag who that for life. Good to see Cheryl in the building as well. Hot boy, 504 Hot Boy said, I really hope this is just bluff to get Kamara to lower his price. This could very well be. I'm gonna show you some reports, including a tweet that got this all going for Josina Anderson from ESPN, because that's what got this firestorm going about possible trades. And then these other guys just took off with it, talking about Kamara's going to get traded. No, he's not going to get traded. This is part of the negotiating process. And Josina Anderson said that's what she said. But then there is another tweet that I'm going to show you from Ian Rappaport, who came out and said that he talked to the agent and Kamara rapidly and what they said. So I'll bring the receipts in this one. Antonio Green, who that to you as well. Trey Platinum, good to see Trey in the building. Who that to you, fan? Welcome. Smokeless YT, he says, who that Q? We're going to have to call 1-800-GIVE that man his money. That's right. Good to see you in there, young brother. K. Savage Gaming. What up, fam? Good to see you as well. Just to let the family know, before we jump into some of these topics, I want to tell y'all this. Remember yesterday, people talking about, oh no, the Saints are going to claim Leonard Fournette. Well, I've got information that said not one team put a claim in for Leonard Fournette, not even the Saints, and they were going through negotiations with him. So you'll be hearing that momentarily, that nobody claimed Leonard Fournette and he cleared waivers. That, whether that's true or not, we'll present to you the evidence and the tweet that came by way online from a reputable source that has said as much, that he is going to clear waivers as a free agent. Why would you not put a claim in for Leonard Fournette? Is beyond me. It is beyond me. But we'll show that on this compressed timeline for the show as well. Ray Long, who that to you? Alan Dale, who that to you? Teal, my dog Teal in the building. Who that to you? Teal the legend. As well, Nola Ball says, who that open to trade and looking for one or two different things? Who that to you? Jordan Dog 93 as well. Who that to all the beautiful Black and Gold family members that's chiming. If you aren't a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and join the Great Saint Think Tank and the passionate Who Dat Nation right now. Hit the like button as well and hit the notification for future and surprise stats. So give me just a second, family. And we're going to start off with an article that came from CBS News. We'll go over this. And it's showing you that that Alvin Kamara contract, and here is why the Saints running back could demand at least $15 million per year. We know that Joe Mixon got a deal done today as well. Joe Mixon got a deal done as well. And the rumblings is that the Kamara people wants money between what McCaffrey got and what Joe Mixon got. Excuse me. So let's go over that. New Orleans Saints were missing one of their top offensive weapons this week. Reportedly unexcused training camps absence by the star running back Alvin Kamara. While the network has indicated Kamara is tending to an injury, others have reported that veteran lack of participation in consecutive practices is contract related. Three-time Pro Bowl is entering the final year of his rookie contract. This should have never happened, by the way. I'm just keeping it real. They knew who Alvin Kamara was after year two. you know that he overperformed that third round contract and should have been promoted and given another contract and not allow this to run out. This is not how you handle it, and this is totally ridiculous. This is dysfunctional. They don't do this stuff with Drew Brees, but they do it with everybody else. It's a double standard, which I don't like. Anyway, let's get back into the article. What exactly could or should Kamara demand from the Saints on a new deal? Does the running back actually have any leverage in a holdout? Is New Orleans even capable of paying Kamara ahead of an uncertain 2020 salary cap? Of course they are. They've committed millions of dollars, over $20 million to Drew Brees' deal. So you can only have it for one and not the other. You know? Does Kamara represent over 70% of the Saints offense? How do you justify not paying him? I don't get that part. Does Kamara have leverage in the holdout? Let's look at it. Not really, according to this report, at least in terms of demanding a deal ahead of the 2020 season, barring a highly improbable public feud in which Kamara follows in the footsteps of a guy like Jamal Adams and Yannick Ngakoue. I doubt that will happen. The Saints could stand pat and pay him his $2.37 million this year and then figure things out before the 2020 free agent. Why would you do that? And then he says, no, I don't want it, and then go into free agent unrestricted. You know why? Because if Kamara holds out for an extended period of time, including parts of the 2020 season, the new CBA dictates he'll be forced to surrender an accrued season toward free agency. In essence, he'll then become a restricted free agent, and I don't think he's going to do that. If it don't come to a head sooner or later, I think he comes back, he plays under the contract, then he leaves and goes somewhere else as unrestricted free agent. He's not going to miss out the whole year, which I don't think. I hope he's smarter than that. But it's same predicament Minnesota Vikings. Devin Cook found himself in this all season. Both Cook and the Vikings want to strike a long-term deal, but they both know the time is on the team side. Now, can the Saints even afford Kamara on a big deal? The answer is yes, and the answer should always be yes, because the Saints don't practice signing contracts like traditional teams do. They kick the can down the road with small deals in the current or in the near future, and then they backload the deals. And then when it gets toward the back end of the deals, they say they need the money, and they kick the person or the player off the team like they did Larry Warford. And then people sit up there and say, yeah, Larry Warford was the problem. Larry Warford had 3 straight Pro Bowl appearances on this team. Mickey Loomis worked that deal out for him, and then when it came to the final year of his deal, all of a sudden you need that money. You see what I'm saying? That's not right. But you will blame the player first and the team second. I'm just pointing this stuff out. Let's keep it going. All right, they're saying, yes, with the NFL set to endure big financial losses and thus a reduced 2020 salary cap amid the COVID-19 pandemic, teams will be tighter on space file in 2020. That's especially true of the Saints, who are projected to be among the teams most affected by the cap cut down. But the reality is that they can make an extension work if they want to. If you can afford to pay Nick Easton, who's a backup offensive lineman, not even your best offensive lineman, $6 million a year, you can afford to pay Alvin Kamara. There is no justification for paying Nick Easton $6 million a year. But you pay him that and don't even go to him and say, listen, we got to cut that money down. You're not worth that much. They keep that, don't even look at it. But it's a problem when it come up for Mike and Elvin and all these guys that are producing. That is totally dysfunctional thinking. It may take some cap savings in 2021, but there are candidates for that. Wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders, $6 million savings. Nick Easton, I just mentioned, who's $6 million. Malcolm Brown, which is $5 million. The Saints have a history of backloading. I just said this, man. I just said this, and I didn't read this article before. If the Kansas City Chiefs supposedly open up against the cap and give Patrick Mahomes a 10-year extension worth $500,000, what you think the Saints could do? Then they still reworking contracts. Chris Jones got an $80 million deal from that team, from them. And they don't handle cap situations like we do. Let's keep it going, man. What will Kamara command on a new deal? Only he and his representative can decide where he plant the flag in negotiation, but there's a reasonable argument. Kamara should command at least $15 million per year. That's the ceiling. First, let's outline the inevitable objections, but no one wants to pay running backs that much. He is not a traditional standard running back. He's a multi-purpose back that is really like a wide receiver running back. Those are really special styles of players. I think it's not a good and accurate representation just to call Alvin Kamara a running back. He is more than just a running back. He represents more of a running back. He kick return, punt return if you need him to. He could turn into a wide receiver, and he does running back duties as well. He's more than just a traditional style running back. He's a scrimmage yard dynamo. He's a guy that can catch and run and do a lot of that stuff, you know. But you will haggle over Kamara, but won't haggle over McCaffrey. There was no haggling whether Christian McCaffrey did not know. When McCaffrey got his money, there was no, oh, we don't think McCaffrey should get the money. Oh, McCaffrey should get it, but Kamara doesn't. Cut it out with that. If Kamara was healthy, he would have produced similar or better numbers than Christian McCaffrey. The mere fact that he was playing with one leg last year, his word, and still produced. So no, that's wrong. But Kamara isn't even a full-time running back. And it's just, those dumb excuses. But Latavius Murray provides, he's replaceable. No, he's not. Alvin Kamara doesn't have Latavius Murray is not utilizing the Saints offense well enough to say, okay, we can use Latavius Murray to replace Alvin Kamara. Sean Payton doesn't even use the guy that averages over 4.5 carries a game. And might I add, if he really believed in that philosophy, he could have put a claim in for just like he did last year for Joe Norris Jenkins if he really wanted to run him back. The truth of the matter is Sean Payton he wants to use Alvin Kamara till his legs fall off. And then, every now and again he'll throw Latavius Murray in there. There's no rhyme or reason of how he's going to use these guys. Like you can sectionalize it and says, I'll use Latavius for the short runs and I'll use Alvin Kamara here and everything in the receiver. I can mix them up. None of that. He just wants to run Kamara all day because it's easier for him. But he's injury prone. And listen, he's dealt with his injuries, but he still made Pro Bowls despite the injuries. That the injury aspect is only detrimental if it is impacting him being on the field, meaning he's not producing at a Pro Bowl level. The guy still made the Pro Bowl 3 years despite his injuries. So the injury prone label doesn't apply here. It doesn't. Most players get hurt. But I wouldn't call him injury prone. He plays with his injuries even when he's on one leg to his detriment. And now let's take a look at some of the other players that they're comparing him to. Derrick Henry, the big bruising tight end out of the Tennessee Titans. 4 years, $50 million. That's what he got, right? That's the $50 million deal that Derrick Henry got from the Tennessee Titans this offseason. Carolina's Christian McCaffrey had $16 million per year. Now, Kamara may be on the pitch count, limited to 60 or 70% of the Saints' offense snap, but that remains he's A, getting less wear and tear at the position, known to break down at the fastest rate, be more efficient and productive than most other running backs. And like I said, when Kamara is not operating as a running back, he is one of your top 3 best wide receivers on your team. You can line him up in space. You can put him as a wide receiver and put a traditional running back behind the offensive line. You can decoy him. You can do a lot with Alvin Kamara. He's not just a traditional running back. I think we're getting caught up with that. When operating and when effectively used, he's a weapon that most people have nightmares. The defensive coordinators have nightmares about. And when you add Alvin along with Mike and everything else, it's dangerous. Remember that he represents 70% of the Saints offense. That's not easily replaced. So you mean Murray, who will be 31 in January and totaling more than 40 catches just once in his 6-year career. Yes, the preserve played admirably in 2019, but there's a reason he's been relegated to number 2 duties by 3 different teams. That's not necessarily the case. If you look at what Latavius Murray can do for your team, he's a guy that comes in and he can come in behind a guy like Alvin Kamara and you use him on short yardage plays, 3rd and 1, 2nd and 1, goal line situations. Give the ball to Latavius Murray. That's his skill set. He's a guy that averages 4.5 carries per game. You give him the ball a couple of times, you get a first down. I mean, I thought that was it was all about, moving to the chains as were. Kamara has missed 3 games in 3 years. Cook, who's set to get well over $10 million per year on the next deal, has missed 19 games in the same time frame. That's a great point. The true icing on the cake is the numbers, which show far in a way that Kamara, on a limited touches or not, is easily one of the top playmakers at his position, if not the entire spectrum of the offensive positions. Everyone knows Kamara is an all-pro talent, but the raw production he shows is close to McCaffrey. Those guys are constantly interwoven together because they're the same back. Here's a look at the total output of Kamara plus all the running backs with his salary above. If you take a look, and I'll highlight this, you can see that McCaffrey, total yards, 5,443. Zeke Elliott has 5,030. Who's number 4 on the list? Number 3 on the list is Kamara. 4,476 there. Total touchdowns, 39. Christian McCaffrey, 32. Zeke Elliott, 37. Kamara. Yards per catch, Christian McCaffrey, almost 6 yards. He's 5.9. Kamara is actually, out of all those really good backs that's on that list, he's averaging over 6 yards a catch per catch. He's played in a total of 45 games And then you have McCaffrey with 48 games. And then the annual salary for Christian McCaffrey, $16 million. Elliott is $15 million. Kamara is $964,000. That he's severely underpaid. Mixon just got a deal averaging $12 million a year. Derrick Henry's 12.5, Le'Veon Bell's 13.1, David Johnson's 13 million. But no, don't pay Alvin Kamara based on all this production right here. And you see the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. They very seldomly lie. So if you want to look at numbers, there are the numbers. Those are the receipts why Alvin Kamara is considered himself to be in the echelon where he wants north of $12 million a year. But people say, oh no, don't pay him. Let me tell you something. You can gamble all you want, but taking 70% of a player that represents 70% of your offense out of your offense in a Super Bowl or bust year is not a good thing. So let's keep it moving. This is the tweet from Josina Anderson that set the football world on fire for today. She says, I'm told the Saints are open to trading running back Alvin Kamara. She didn't cite the source. She just said per source. She was the one that got this going at 3:17 today. Right? Well, then again, let's get some more receipts on top of them receipts. This is from Ian Rappaport, who came back at 4:02 and say, listen, I spoke to running back Alvin Kamara and his agent. Neither has asked for or demanded a trade. Let's go back over that again. I'm gonna highlight it for the family members because we bringing these receipts. He spoke to hashtag Saints running back Alvin Kamara and his agent and neither had asked for a trade or demanded a trade as of today. He said they thought they were actively negotiating and making progress on an extension. Kamara has never threatened to hold out and has been in the building every day. Okay, let's look at that because I've been kind of documenting and kind of playing around with the family members. If you've been listening to the Sports Coma, and all the family members understand and know off top that I've been speaking about this situation for a while. And I was also telling you about reading people representatives. Now, most people in the chat know when somebody shows you their rep. And for those who don't know what showing your rep is, that means showing you a person or a representative of themselves that they are not really who they are. Meaning putting a straw man in front of you or showing you a guy in a suit and talking in fanciful words and all this kind of old nonsense, but that's not really the makeup or the character of the person. That's just somebody he's showing you because he thinks that's what that you want to see. You see what I'm saying? That's not the true representative of the person. And why do I say that? Because Kamara has been showing us his rep. Number one, Ian Rappaport is very reputable, and I like Ian Rappaport. I always follow a lot of his stuff and his reports. But there's some interesting news in here that's not accurate. Case in point is, if you look at the back of this tweet, that's not right. Kamara has never threatened to hold out, and he has been in the building every day. That's not true. He's missed several practices. How is he in the building every day? This tweet was issued September the 1st, 2020 at 4:02 p.m. Receipts. Kamara has threatened to hold out and never been in the building. Well, number one, he has missed over 3 days of practices. So no, he has not been in the building. So that's incorrect. All right. And the other part of that situation, threatening to hold out, if you're not working out, then what else are you doing? You see the game here? First, he was worried about the money. Then I'm not really worried about the money. I let my agent handle that. I let my agent talk to the same. I'm just doing what I love to do, which is playing football. How many times I played that interview here? How many times have you heard that interview? Why am I documenting this? Because I'm saying it's misinformation here. Kamara is holding out. That's what this is. In the mere fact that he don't have to say it with his mouth, but his actions is saying it. His actions is saying, okay, if you're not at practice and your practices are not excused, then you're holding out. The Saints have reported that the last several practices that Alvin Kamara has not been there, he is in their unexcused absences, which means you get in trouble for that. You don't have the permission of the team. You don't have the right not to miss this mandatory camp situation. You must be at camp. That is mandatory. That is part of your agreement with the team, is that when we hold these camps, certain camps are voluntary. You don't have to show up for those, but this camp is mandatory. All personnel that's on the team must show up on the team and practice on the team. These are mandatory camp meetings. So if you're unexcused, you're holding out, and you're not. If you were excused, it would be because of injury. The team would release that and say, yes, it's excused because he's holding out because we're giving him some time off. But that is not the case. The back end of this tweet is incorrect. Kamara is holding out. He don't have to say it. He's doing it. His action is speaking louder than his words. And the fact that he was not in the building every day. The last 3 days, he was not in the building. So that's asinine and a lie too. So they're saying they're not demanding a trade. So I'm saying this. Who could we believe here? I mean, come on. Who could we believe here? Who should we believe? Because I've documented that. I've showed you, Kamara showed his representatives to us several times. And I don't know, he told us last year that he was 90%, 95%, all this kind of stuff. And then he comes back this year and says that during that period of time, he was hurt. He could barely lift his leg. So how are you 95% and could barely lift your leg? That's misleading. That's why a lot of the fans were saying he's telling us that he's healthy, but so it's got to be contract related. So everybody led that way. Then it turns out that he was actually hurt. So why did you have to lie about that? And the thing is he still lying? So I don't know if I could trust whoever's releasing this information about him wanting trade demands. Could you really believe Alvin Kamara or his agent, or the team that's showing the propensity to be very deceitful with their reporting practices in terms of what's going on in camp, and even to the IR situation where they held back and lied and misinformed the public about what kind of injury Alvin Kamara had when they told you it was an ankle and it wasn't his ankle, it was actually his knee. Or when they hold back injury reporting information like what they did with Mike Thomas when he broke his hand. The team did not release the information that he had a broken hand, but they knew it. They didn't release the information about Cam Jordan having a tear with his muscle tearing off his bone in his groin area. They did not release that information. All of that information came out via social media from those players, not from the team. And the team knew about it. So that's very bad. You're supposed to report injuries on the injury. I'm saying that I'm just documenting for the public record, for receipts, that I don't know who to go with on this whole situation, because both of them shown to be deceptive. Let's go up to another report here. Just breaking it down. Saints open to trade Alvin Kamara, won a first-round draft pick. Now, obviously, this report comes by way of Pro Football Rumors, and it's sourced on another ad. This is the coming from it. If you go down here, let's read it and we'll go over it. How would they know unless the thing is, we could say that they got this from the team because the team could want a first-round pick, would want a first-round pick, not saying could. Let's go into the article. New Orleans relied on Kamara over the past 3 seasons, but the team may not be committed to paying him the top-tier running back money. The Saints are open to trading Kamara. Veteran NFL reporter Josina Anderson. I just showed you that tweet. I showed you the tweet. Here it is again. Let me put it on screen. Josina said, I am told the Saints are open to trade. Now, I'm not saying Josina's wrong because she be on her stuff. When Josina breaks something, she be on her stuff. So the source it probably is the team. It probably is the team. But why would they do that? And then why they still negotiating with Kamara? It's just a bunch of nonsense, man. Okay, let's go over it here. All right, however, neither Kamara nor his agent are requesting a trade. I showed you that tweet where they're sourcing that from. The Saints would prefer to sign Kamara to an extension per Jeff Duncan, but if they cannot do so at the right place, a trade is on the table. If this process gets to the point, Duncan asks that the Saints want a first-round pick for Kamara. I won't ask how Jeff Duncan knows that the Saints want a first-round pick unless he getting that information directly from the team. I wouldn't know how they just want a first rounder. They don't want 2 first rounders. They don't want a first rounder and a second rounder. I mean, you got Yannick Ngakoue. They've got a second rounder and a third rounder, a second rounder and a fourth rounder. They can become a third rounder. They can go high as a 2 if they make it to the Super Bowl. So why just the 1? See, I'm saying I'm just challenging these people's sources because I don't know, you have to do that. Multiple members of 2017 running back class have now secured extensions. Joe Mixon got his deal done today, $12 million a year with Cincinnati. McCaffrey got his done at $16 million. A Kamara deal will likely come between those 2 values, which is 16 and 12, which what they're saying is 15. 15. Okay. So through the 3 down, Saints backs will surely push for a contract at near the rate McCaffrey received, given the risk. Extending running backs at a high end rate comes with the Saints maybe keeping their options open. While Kamara joins the draft class, Aaron Jones and Cook are in uncertain territory. They still negotiate with Cook in Minnesota. Regarding the financial future, he is a vital piece of the Saints offense. Only 4 players have outgained Kamara from scrimmage over the past 3 years. Kamara's 6.1 yards per. I just showed y'all the statistics of what they're about to tell you about. The 6.1 yards is more than anybody in that ilk, which is better than the 3 running backs ahead of them. The Saints also have the Super Bowl aspirations while the team's loading up on his rosters this offseason ahead of Drew Brees, who's 41 years old but gets $25 million. Kamara serves as a seamlessly essential piece of the championship contending puzzle. He represents 70%. You can't, at one point in time, I would have been open to trading Kamara, but you let it play to this point when you should have addressed it earlier. That way you could have got more for the deal and more time on your hands to acclimate whoever you was going to bring in here. But instead, you let free agency go past you. You let the draft go past you. You let all the good players go past you. You don't even put in a claim for Leonard Fournette, who, by the way, I'm going to show you that in a second. It's just amazing to me, man, to just see this kind of stuff. And I've been saying this, man. Go back and listen to the shows, man. I've been on top of this, man. I've been on top of this, telling the family about this constantly. Y'all know. Y'all listen. All right. The Saints have not been too shy about trading away valuable key offensive starters, having to dealt with Kenny Stills, who was a backup. More notably, Brandon Cooks. They had Mike Thomas in recent years. And Tuesday, it certainly injects more intrigue into Kamara's situation. They also did the same thing. They actually paid Jimmy Graham, then shipped him out for Max Unger and a first-round draft pick that became Stephon Anthony. That's me throwing that in there, by the way. And a running back lens. So you can consider Alvin Kamara running back all you want. He represents more than that. You should get more than the first round draft pick. I'm saying they're late in the game. They're late in the game. You know, you waiting all the way. The season starts September, what is it, the 12th? You know? Last time I checked, family, listen, that's less than 2 weeks away. Today is the 1st of September, okay? And you waiting to September talking about you want to trade them? That's I just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. All right, and to the point here, let's go to Adam Schefter. This is from Adam Schefter, another reputable source. That former Jags running back Leonard Fournette officially went unclaimed. Let's say that again. And this is what I told y'all. I said if there was a scenario like the Jackrabbit, and I was throwing that out there, the Jackrabbit went unclaimed. The only person claimed the Jackrabbit when the Giants released him was the Saints. And the Saints claimed him and got him for nothing. They could have got the same thing today. The Saints didn't even try to put a claim in for Leonard Fournette. And they knew they was having contract negotiations going on with Alvin Kamara. Look, this is Adam Schefter. This is Shefty. He telling you the Jaguars running back Leonard Fournette went unclaimed. That means he goes right into free agency and people can negotiate with him. If you'd have claimed him, you'd have picked up that $4.17 million, which is nothing. The Saints, you're talking about $4 million, that's a lot of money, Q. 4.17 for Leonard Fournette on your team, and you mean to tell me you're going to haggle over 4.17 when you're paying Nick Easton sorry ass $6 million? Man, come on with that. Fournette rushed for 2,600 yards, 17 touchdowns since being drafted 4th overall in 2017. I told y'all they wasn't going to do it. I told you. You could have got Leonard Fournette for a claim like you got Janoris Jenkins. Just like you got Janoris Jenkins. I'm bringing y'all the receipts, man. I'm dropping the receipts in your lap today. Because some people like to believe the narrative, and we like to challenge the narrative, man. We don't just fall for anything anybody tell us. So Josina sets it off, and then Ian Rappaport cools it off and says, well, whatever the trade scenario, we're not asking for it. The trade situation is not coming by way of us. It must be coming from the team. And then Jeff Duncan says, without citing his source, that that he's saying the Saints want a first-round draft pick. So somebody ain't lying here. So Josina, who's right on the money, tells you about the Saints having, and let's put her back on the screen. Here goes Josina's tweet, a nation tweet that created the firestorm in Who Dat Nation for the day. She said, I'm told. Who told her? The Saints did. Then Aaron Rappaport says, hold on. He contacted Alvin and the agent, said, we ain't demanding no trade. We trying to get something going. We trying to get an extension. So and then Jeff Duncan says, hey, they want a first round draft pick. So, man, y'all see what I'm saying here about how the Saints handle this situation? You know, and the thing is, you could have had a fallback option at least with this man. If you know you dealing with Alvin, you could have still worked it out with Alvin and got him under contract. But you could have had Alvin once he got done and still had Leonard Fournette for 4.17. That's what Leonard's contract for 1 year remaining. $4 million. Just over $4 million to get Leonard Fournette as a backup on the team with Latavius Murray and, you know, just in case something don't go right with Alvin Kamara. Now, Leonard Fournette is not Alvin Kamara. We know that. But I'm saying that's in terms of a security, a high personnel player like Leonard Fournette, nobody claimed him, including your New Orleans Saints. I told y'all that. Told you that. So there it is. There it all is in the great big blanket handed out right to you from the Sports Coma. Yeah? How you feel about that? Well, that answers a lot of interesting questions. Leonard Fournette goes unclaimed. He'll file as a free agent. You could have got him for nothing. Alvin Kamara saying, I didn't request that trade. I didn't request it. I didn't request it. I didn't do it. That's what I'm saying, family. It's a mess, man. And that's what I've been saying. I said, why would you initiate a trade talk right now and pinch yourself between now and when the season starts? You know, why didn't you do this ahead of time? And don't tell me they didn't have the money, because they had the money. They still have the money. That contract you signed today will not impact what happens this year. And of course, if he's a key component to the team, why are we haggling about whether or not his contract will hurt the team into the future when they compress the salary cap? You and I know both the people that pay for that, who will compress who will end up compressing the monies, will be the backup. They are the ones that'll fall off the books. But the stars who drive the team, you don't touch those guys. You're not going to touch Mike Thomas. And by the way, don't forget that the Saints can always, no matter what player it is, peel off portions of their contract by paying them money straight up and cut them a check. Let's not forget that, because people forget that from time. We got to remind the family members about that. Please hit the like button, family. We got well over 100 people in the chat. Please hit the like button on this one. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe to the Sports Coma. Hit that like button as well. Hit the like button and subscribe. If you're not a member of the show, that's what we talk about. We keep it real 100% on there. All right. The baddest sports show. I'm not paying Alvin Kamara $16 million. I'm sorry, bro. No, I'm not saying $16 million, bro. Now, of course, I mean, listen. He not asked. That what Christian McCaffrey got, $16 million. He got $16 million. Thanks for your comment, though, bro. Appreciate that. You know. I get you on that. I wouldn't pay him $16 million either. But there is between the 12 and the 15 that he's looking for. There is some type of territory there, is what I'm saying. And then look at where you are. What is the options if you don't sign? And what options do you have? What are you going to do? Even if you say we're going to trade him, where do you go? You know, they've waited. They have played this so late that they've created an advantage. But it won't. And listen, if they don't work out the money and they say, okay, Q, what happens going into the season if they don't agree on money? Do Kamara hold out? I think Kamara's smarter than that. I think Kamara plays. Because remember, the league, the player association, in order to get more money from the league, they had to peel back more rights that they had. One of the rights they peeled back was, of course, the holdout situation. The owners wanted that in the agreement and they got it. So they put a caveat in there to kind of make it so where people would be like Leslie to hold out, like what happened to Le'Veon Bell several seasons ago when Le'Veon held out. Thank you, Michael Sachs. Thank you, Michael Sachs, for your super chat, my friend. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. He says, have to disagree. Stay far away from Fournette. Okay, thank you for that, Michael. Appreciate you. Well, you don't have to worry about that. The Saints took your advice there, Michael. They stayed far away from Leonard Fournette. No, and everybody did. So once again, thank you for your super chat, my friend. Thank you very much. Very interesting, man. But even if they don't come up with the money, right? Does he then go back to camp and finish the season? Does he then play? Or does he then hold out and have to pay that money and then go into a restricted status and have to do this all over again next year? No, I don't think he does that. I think he'll hold out to a degree and then go back. If they can't work the money out, play on this money here, on his current money, and then leave unabated into free agency next year. Then the Saints said, well, they'll give us extra timetable. No, you done pissed them off. The same thing you did with Teddy Bridgewater, and you're going to do it with Kamara. The man earned this money. Give him the money, man. You might not agree with $16 million like family members from Badass Sports Show. I might not agree with the $16 million, but come on, bro. There's a happy medium somewhere in there. You know, there's a happy medium. He deserved that, man. He makes it. He represents 70% of the offense, and it sets a bad precedent when guys like Alvin Kamara, who are third-round picks, overachieve. And if you redrafted the draft today, he would be considered a top 10 pick by many people. You still justifying him paying on that contract, and he wants more money. That is a shame. You should have been reworked that contract. It sets a bad precedent when you then sign these players, bro. You sign these players and they overachieve and do all that bull crap that you tell them to do, and then when it's time to come out with that Skrilla, you don't want to pay them. You want cheap shot them and undercut them. Let me tell you something. The Saints are worth billions of dollars here, and they can work that contract out where it works for them. You know, but you know, like I said, there's a question on the community section of the page of the website. And it asks the question, does Kamara deal gets done during training camp, before the season starts, the regular season starts, or I forgot the third option, but it's on the community section of the page. You know, maybe I can pull that up and show some of for the family members, because some people probably ain't vote on that, all of it. Let me show it. I'll pull up and show it. But that's the thing I'm talking about, family, is the fact that, you know, it's a lot of boobery going on here. And it's way too late in the game to be dealing with this, if you know what I mean. This is way too late. It's way too late in the season to be dealing with this kind of madness. You know, right now, we talking about Super Bowl or bust, and you talking about going in the Super Bowl without your key player. That's a daunting task to ask anybody to do, especially if you're the New Orleans Saints. I'm keeping it real with you. You're most certainly going to need Alvin Kamara if you have any aspirations for a Super Bowl, being that he represents 70% of the team's offense. 70%. All right, give me just a second, fam. I'm going to pull this up here and share the screen with the poll that we did. And as you can see right here, the question that we proposed, this was last night, I think it was, right after the show, by the way. I forgot who asked about putting the poll up, but we put the poll up, and the question is, when do you think the Saints and running back Alvin Kamara will come to a deal? And then, you know, we'll see it. Well, we got 40 voters. If you haven't voted in this poll, please vote. Look out of all of the overwhelming before week one. 72% says week one that a deal gets done. 5% says during camp. 22% says after week one. Well, that could very well change. So if you haven't voted on the pro poll that's on our community section, please feel free and go there and vote. Like so many of the family members did. Thank you for the ones that did vote there as well. As you can see, a lot of people, man, voted and think that a deal would get done prior to week one. You know, this might change with this news, of course. This might change everything. All right, let's keep it going here. All right, we got a question here, family. I used to start from the chat, but Badass Sports Show got some good questions, man. He says, how are we going to sign Ryan Ramczyk? Ryan Ramczyk, running back, is a dime in a dozen building an organization. Really? Alvin Kamara is a dime in a dozen back? Alvin Kamara, would you call Christian McCaffrey a dime? Those guys are not the same, bro. You looking at them like, thank you, FR Dispatch Gaming. Thank you, family. Just subscribe and appreciate you. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe. Throw cutter. What's happening, baby? Good to see you in the chat. Big ups to you, fam. Thank you for subscribing, family. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. Join the Great Saint Think Tank. Just to reply to you, Badass Sports Show. Thanks for the question, bro. It says, how are we going to sign Ramczyk? Running back is a dime in a dozen building an organization. You know what? In any other player, I would say, yes, you're right. But when it comes down to Alvin Kamara, I can't agree with you on that. Alvin Kamara is not a dime a dozen player. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I'm just going to be honest with you, bro. Any other running back, a Badass Sports Show, I agree with you, my friend. I would agree with you. But I cannot agree with you on Alvin Kamara, because Alvin Kamara is not just any kind of running back. Besides, he's not just a running back. He does a lot more than running. That's a miss. That's if they can come up with a different name for the position. That's like calling Christian McCaffrey just a running back. You know damn well Christian McCaffrey do more than running the ball. He catching the ball out of the backfield more than some of the receivers that's playing there. And the truth of the matter, Kamara does the same thing McCaffrey does. He does the same thing, but people keep doing the same thing, which is they'll pay Christian McCaffrey. What are the Carolina Panthers without McCaffrey? They ain't shit. They about to McCaffrey. So we can survive without Alvin Kamara? Of course you can survive without Alvin Kamara. You can. But Kamara represents 70. I keep telling you, look, you can't get around the numbers. Thank you, King Joni. Appreciate thank you for subscribing to the channel, friend. Thank y'all. But you can't get around the numbers. And the numbers is that he represents 70%. Some people say up to 75% of the Saints offense. You're not going to easily just replace that. You know, and then it's the timing of the thing. That's what I was saying. The timing, it's just these different veneers of it, bro. Is what I'm talking about. How are we going to sign Ramczyk? The same way you sign Michael Thomas. The same way you sign Cam Jordan. The same way you sign Sean Payton to that 5-year extension. The same way we sign multiple players, the Mickey Mouse Loomis way, which is to create a contract and then backload deals and backload the money and phantom deals. And then when you get close to the back end, when they get those biggie price moves, either cut the player or then pay them half of that salary for that year to cut it down so the money come back on the books. Come on, fam. That's how you're going to sign Marshawn Lattimore. That's how you're going to sign Ryan Ramczyk. That's how you're going to sign all of these guys. You're going to sign them the same way. And I realize that Ramczyk is going to get top 5 pay. So is Marshawn Lattimore. They're going to get top 5 pay at their position. That's the deal. But the reality is that the same way we've been signing players is how you're going to sign Ramczyk and Lattimore. So you say, well, Q, we can't play Kamara because we got to pay Lattimore and we got to play Ramczyk. I mean, dude, listen. The Saints just paid Andrews Pete $57.5 million for 5 years, bro. Come on now. Huh. But you cool with that, huh? But you ain't gonna pay Kamara, represents 70% of the offense? Absolutely not. He said, well, Q, how they gonna be able to get away with that? The Saints will be able to get away with that forever. As long as they keep drafting well and finding undrafted cheap jewels in the undrafted market. The Saints have become the masters of getting the draft. They don't even need the whole draft no more. They'll trade most of their picks to get guys. They get 3 guys, 4 guys in the draft this year, and they just trading stuff. They don't need 7-player drafts no more. The Saints are good enough now where they can move up, get the player they really want, and then when the time comes, go into the undrafted free agency period and fill up the team on the back end. They've been doing that several years now. That's how you have people like Shy Tuttle. That's how you got JT Gray. That's how you found Justin Hardy. That's how you found the ultimate undrafted jewel in Deontay Harris, who's a Pro Bowl kick returner. Huh? Taysom Hill was an undrafted guy. Somebody else found him, but we rediscovered him in a different way. Josh Hill, the same thing. Josh Hill, undrafted guy, and several players other like Cameron Tom and Ethan Greenwich and all these other, Carl Granderson. Joe Besh, it goes on and on and on. The Saints always find and fill up the team with reliable role players in the undrafted market, and they draft them well with in the draft period, in the draft itself. That's how you can do it, brother. The Saints been doing this. This ain't nothing new. They got the kick the can approach, but the kick the can approach works if you draft them well and you develop in the undrafted guys into stars, aka Alvin Kamara, who's a 3rd-round pick, by the way, or Alex Anzalone, who's a 3rd-round pick, by the way, or you have the other guy like Mike Thomas, who was a 2nd-round draft pick, by the way. The Saints took these men and created them into stars and studs. And then you're going to tell me, once you create them in the star and the stud, he represents 70+% of your offense. You're going to put them in the street? You're going to, oh, well, just give me a 1st-round draft pick. That'll equate Alvin Kamara. That's absolutely not the case. I keep telling people about the Saints. About any other teams, I will worry about the draft, the cap, the salary cap. But when it comes down to the Saints, do not worry about the cap. Now, I'm not irresponsible with my money or my time, but I will tell you guys this straight up. When it comes down to the Saints and how they operate and the cap moves, this is the same thing. People missed it on the Larry Warford thing. Larry Warford was on the last year of that contract that he signed with the Saints. He did 3 Pro Bowl years, and then they needed to get him off the book so they could take and move his money some way. So they created a narrative that he was dysfunctional, which he was not. We said we have to have that money, but then you keep a $6 million backup offensive lineman who ain't hitting on shit. You know it, and I know it. But he owned the team though. But Larry, we needed Larry's money though. But we don't need Larry. We don't need Easton's money, do we? Even though 3 guys are better than Nick Easton at that guard position, including James Hurst, Patrick Omameh, Cameron Tom, Will Clapp, Derek Kelly II. I can name them all for you. They are better than Will Clapp at that position. Easton at that position, and for a fraction of the cost. Them guys making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. This some gun got $6 million. But we need Warford's money though. Man, cut that out. Them people just bullshit artists, man. I've been telling y'all that. And it's just what it is, fam. All right, let me get on down in the chat right here. I'm going to try to speed through some of y'all chats and try to answer some of y'all questions. Like I said, I'm going to stick around to about 6:30-ish. We got a TSC Q&A live that we're going to do tonight at 6:30 on our Patreon membership. So if you want to be a part of that, I invite all of y'all to join it. Go to the link in the description section below and join the Patreon. And you can join in the communications because we're going to get more into it later on in the Patreon show. The link is in the description section below. So join up, join up, or become a YouTube member. Either way, you can join up and catch the show. Thank you. All right, let's keep going. Trey Platt said it would be the first time we get rid of a legend. The man deserves his money. Listen, bro, I would tell you if he didn't, I would say, listen, man, we can move on. I'm not going to pay Kamara $16 million. I think that's established. But that's a whole nother kettle of fish. I'm not gonna pay him $16 million. That's not what I'm gonna do. Okay. But anything between 12 and 15, you got to keep it fair because the dude is producing on a level and they're using statistics to back up where the money going. It's not like he pulling these numbers out of his behind. He's not pulling these numbers out. He's using the statistics as a gauge to gain the pay. And he's looking and he's comparative shopping. That's what he's doing. He's looking at the deal that Joe Mixon signed today, which is $12 million. Then he contrast that by looking at his statistics based on what Joe Mixon did and says, I'm better than that guy. Statistically speaking, not emotionalism or opinionation. Statistically, that's how they're guiding these contract talks. So they're looking at Joe Mixon's deal and saying they're paying him $12 million a year. And then they contrasting that deal versus McCaffrey's deal to show where Kamara falls in between the two. And that's how you get between $12 to $15 million that they're looking for. They're not just pulling that out of their behind. They're using the statistics that he accomplished as the running back representing 70% of the Saints offense through the years. That's where they get the numbers from. So you cannot then ignore the numbers and say, hey man, I don't care what you did here. We're gonna pay you $10 million. You're like, hold on, you can't pay me $10 million. I've outperformed Joe Mixon, he's getting 12. You see what I'm saying? That's why they talk about the setting, and that's where they watch they comparative shop. That's not nothing new. They've been doing that. So you can't go 10 and say, I'm going to pay Kamara $10 million. That's all he worth to me when he outperformed Joe Mixon, who got 12 from Cincinnati. See, the other teams apply in this equation, bro. And to ignore their salaries is to be irresponsible. So you have to be real in the realm of the reality to compare the numbers. The number says, Alvin, you got McCaffrey here, you got Mixon here, or Henry or whoever, and then he falls in between those two. And then you will have to compensate him based on that production. That's what it's based on, not opinions, but production. And based on his stats and his production, based on that, not my opinion, that he deserves between $12 to $15 million based on the current contracts in the running back situation. Now, you're right. Running backs come a dime a dozen, but not these running backs. We ain't talking about no bum-ass running backs. We talking about elite-level running backs that have a high degree of production, represent a higher percentage of their team's offense. You will compensate them accordingly, according to the contracts that are in the current running back market. To do it That's where they're getting the numbers from. To do it any other way is unrealistic, irresponsible, stupid, and absolutely blind. You can't then say 10 or 8, 9 million. That man ain't gonna go for that. He ain't no chump. He knows what he's worth based on those numbers. I'm just saying, man, y'all know how this thing work. Y'all want line, we're gonna give him for 10. Man, nah, the Saints got the money, give it to him. If you gotta cut Nick Easton to give him the money, cut Nick Easton to do it. Cut him. Cut him. He ain't no problem putting Wolford in the street. And he was on Pro Bowl. Why you have a problem putting Easton in the street? Put Nick Easton's ass in the street if you need money to sign Alvin Kamara to give him his money. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. All right, let me run on through this chat here, man. Get on down here. All right. All right. Who that to the family members? Alan Dale, and all the family members. Once again, Till, and the rest of the family members as well. And I keeps it real, bro. I'm just going to speak that truth. You know, this ain't about my opinion about whether the man deserved the money. According to statistics, bro, the man is supposed to get paid. He came in here, he represented, he was high production, and then when we don't want to give him his money, you won't kick him out the door. When did y'all become so many? How did we become cheap ass owners? How did we all become Jim Finkses around this joint and old school Tom Bensons before he started opening up his pocketbook because he was forced to because the fans wasn't going to tolerate it anymore losing? Huh? Before he decided to open the pocketbooks up. Then he realized if I invest more money, my team gets better. I make 2 to 3 times more money because my team's winning. He got that point. He got that message and started investing and breaking out the bank and doing this thing. And Gail has that liberal mentality, that liberal spending mentality as well. Is that the more I spend, the better the team gets because I got the right personnel running the team. The more I make, I get 3 times the work. So let's just think about it like that. All right, who that to the family? Once again, thank you, Michael Sachs, for your super chat. Tim, good to see you in there. Tim, much love to you, bro. Phoebe, who that? He says 12 million is a good amount of money for Kamara. He's gonna work more. It's between 12 and 15 million, and that's what they're saying. And that's because the market sets it that way. The statistics indicate anyway between 12 to 15 is what the man's deserving. And he's deserving of it based on the productions of the other running backs in the game. Like it or not. B Jizzle, thank you, fam. Appreciate you. Big ups to my dog, B Jizzle, holding it down for the NOPD. Big ups to my dog, B Jizzle. Much love to you, fam. Thank you, brother. All right, Jerome says, why so hard? Just come out and ask for what you want. I know, bro. See, and that's the thing, man. People show us our representatives all the time, and I think we learn that way because politicians lie to us so much. So people aptly think that that's what you got to do to talk to the people. But I don't share that. I think if I come out to you and I talk to you like I'm talking to you, you'll get it. You know, I don't have to sugarcoat nothing to y'all because y'all too smart for that. Y'all don't need to sugarcoat nothing for y'all. Y'all dudes is y'all people super smart, intelligent, successful, and loving people. Why would I need to come out here and sugarcoat it with you? I'll give you the truth. And I think that's how they're supposed to get a truth. You know, they're supposed to get a truth the same way. Heavy C, what up, Heavy C? Said Saints were the best when they had 3 running backs running. But Sean Payton's not going to do that, bro. Sean Payton, that's the old school Sean. And listen, if we had old school Sean Payton, the one that won the 2009 Super Bowl, we would have had 3 Super Bowls right now. Because this is not the same Sean Payton. The alien ship must have came and snatched him or something. And gave us this old egotistical ass dude here. Because he don't want to listen. You know, the old Sean Payton would have used 3 running backs and ran the football. This new school Sean Payton, he don't want nothing to do with that. He got 2 running backs on the team averaging over 4.5 carries, and he refused to run them. He would rather run a man with one leg and injured Alvin Kamara last year than to put a healthy, 100% healthy. He would put a 50% hurt, healthy Alvin Kamara in the game rather than put 100% Latavius Murray in the game. I keep telling you, this ain't the same Sean Payton we dealing with from the 2009 Super Bowl. That's why you're not getting the same results. I've been telling y'all that. When Tom Benson died, he changed. Tom Benson was the one keeping his ego in check. When Tom Benson died, there's nobody checking his ego, and he operating. This is not the same Sean Payton. I've been telling y'all that. Prior to that, did you know Sean Payton to be fussing at people, the butcher and the valet, for asking them about what the dumbass decisions that he was making in the playoff game against the Vikings earlier this year? Oh, you don't need to ask me nothing. I'm the coach. You just the butcher. You make sure you cut this meat right. You make sure you park these cars right. What kind of coach? What kind of coach is this? You wasn't doing that before, and Tom Benson wouldn't have let you get away with that. He would have checked you because Tom Benson was big on customer service. He know that's what made him a multi-billionaire and built those car dealerships. Tom Benson was big on customer support. He would have got on Sean Payton and knocked the shit out of Sean Payton or made him force him to apologize for those remarks he was saying to the fan base. He got too much control over there. This is not the same Payton of 09. I'm warning y'all. I'm telling y'all that now. I've been saying it. Sooner or later, they'll listen. Okay. All right, let's get it. 504 says, I think they can get a deal done around 30. They're going to get a deal done sooner or later, bro. I don't think hopefully they ain't got sense. They're not stupid enough to trade Alvin Kamara this close, to try to trade him this close to the start of the season. Your window for him doing that has passed. Your window has passed. You are either delusional or a numbskull to think that if you could trade him for a first-round draft pick next year, like that's going to help you this year. Drew Brees is with you this year. That first-round draft pick don't do a goddamn thing for us next year. I'm just going to put that out there, that if you was going to trade him, you should have traded him before the draft, like we were saying then, or negotiated early on so you would have some more time to handle negotiation periods, as opposed to pinch yourself between now, the camp, when he's supposed to be in camp getting reps, and the regular season deadline for when we need to get this team together, because we got to take on the Patriots, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming up soon. We can't be doing all this right now. You're complicating stuff. So this was a bad decision. I've been saying it, and man, let's hope it works out better. I've been saying this. Crazy World says, I think they believe Taysom could handle 6 to 8 carries a game. Okay. Joy, what up, Joy? How you been doing, bro? What up? I ain't see you in the chat, man. Hope you're doing all right out there in California. Joy and Isabella, good to see you, fam. Good to see you in the chat, my man. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Tyra, who that to you, Tyra? Good to see you. Scott, good to see you. Who that to you as well, my friend. Let's see. Badass of the world is going to fall apart in Who That Nation. We lost Reggie Bush. Darren Sproles became successful with Alvin Kamara through the draft. I don't think he goes anywhere, bro. I'm gonna just keep it honest with you. I think we'll be okay. Rockwell Thomas says we need to get back to having 3 running backs. The only time we ran the ball, he didn't want to feed one running back that much. He didn't want to have to pay him like the best. I feel like he's the best. Thank you for that. Well, I just don't think Sean Payton is going to go back to the 3 running back system. He had 3 running backs on the roster last year. He could have did that with. He refuses to do that. He refuses to do that. He even refuses to run he did it all rightly with Alvin Kamara and Ingram. He tandered them, and they were the best tandem ever with Kamara and Ingram. But when Ingram gone, he gave it all to Kamara and said, I want you to do all this, and left Latavius there, even though telling us that he was going to use Latavius in short yardage situations. During when they signed him, he said the rationale is he's going to be our short yardage guy, yada, yada. And then the season come, he don't even use him for that. You still see him out there running Alvin Kamara in 3rd and 1 situations without a fullback, going in reverses with Kamara back there, and then they get sacked for a 2-yard loss. Stop me when I'm not telling the truth about this. Why would you have a fullback and then you put your running back in there naked and run him into a 3rd and 1 situation, and the blitzer shoots through and stops him 2 yards in the back of that? You have to kick a field goal. Why didn't you use a fullback? Why didn't you use the big burly back that's designed to break tackles when you put his hands on? Don't get me wrong, Kamara could break tackles, but Latavius Murray usually requires 2 people to bring him down. That's the guy you use to get first and 1, 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. Latavius Murray averages 4.5 carries. And the guy behind him, Dwayne Washington, averages over 5 yards a carry. How do you have those guys on your staff knowing that and you still don't run him? That's this dude here. I keep telling y'all that. He got to break through that, and he got to rediscover that running game. They started listening when I kept complaining about the 3 tight end packages. I was like, man, you need to go back to the 3 tight end look, because they were so good. They will run out the 3 tight end look. They can throw out the tight end look, and they went back to it. So they got the tight ends for the 3. I was encouraged by that. But I said the 3 running backs need to come back, because the 49ers used that. They was kicking ass with it last year. They was using 3 running backs running the ball, and it was effective. And I said, you need to go back to that. You need to go back to that. We'll see. Ramsey says, who that to you, Ramsey? Good to see you there. He said the Saints are the worst soap opera on TV. We keep coming up with stuff, man. It's been an exciting season, man. Despite the C-19 stuff, the Saints just keep it coming, man. I'll tell you. They just keep it coming. Who that to you? Jarvis says, much love, dog. Trying to see about the fantasy league. Okay, Jarvis, thank you for that. I'm gonna share a link before we leave up out of here, by the way, fam. I'm gonna show a link For those who want to play the fantasy league, the Sports Coma Fantasy League, the winner gets $100. We don't have a runner-up prize this year, but the winner of the fantasy league gets $100. If you want to sign up for the fantasy league, I shall put the link in the chat momentarily. Just give me a second, and I'll put the link in the chat so the family member can go there, and this will give you all the information that you need to sign up and be a member. And remember, spots are going fast. So if you really want to sign up for the Sports Coma Fantasy League, you might just give me a second and I'll share it in the chat. All right, just give me a second and all right, give me just a second here. And I'll share it in the chat because spots are going fast. It's a 20-team fantasy league, by the way. And it's first come, first serve. So if you're interested in getting in that TC fantasy league, you can, and here's the link. I'm putting it in there now. So you can hit that link and it'll give you the information, whatever you need. So you can go there and check it out. All right. There it is. It's in the link. For the fantasy league is in the link. In the chat, if you're interested. All right, let's keep going. Thank you for that, Jarvis. Who that to you as well. Crazy World says Superflex Leagues, Tyson is a star. He says, Baddest Sports says, I'm not sold on Fournette, right? Well, Saints aren't either, bro, to be honest with you. Dr. Key, who that to you, said they should have been paid. They should have paid him. Sometimes it seems like the Saints are working on the future instead of this season. Jay Giggity, franchise tag. Could be. Yeah, you could utilize that. That's a good thing. I did think about that. I was like, oh, no. They could franchise tag him, bro, but why go through that? Just pay him. And then how much would the franchise actually be? Huh? What would the franchise tag be for that position, for that group? Joshua says they're going to run Breeze. Last year, I love my Saints, but this is a little bull. You know what? To do our superstars like this time and time again, pay the man. He overperformed, pay him. Heavy C says it's too late for him to ask for a raise. He should have asked for a raise when last season ended. Throw Cutter. What up, Throw Cutter? Good to see you, fam. Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups to you. Elite Goods. Who that to you? Damaris. What up, Damaris? Says who that Q? Big ups. New Orleans Saints. Thank you, fam. What up to my boy, Damaris? Welcome in, bro. Good to see you in the chat. Scott says Bush, Sproles, Kamara, Dama doesn't let him walk. Okay, thank you, Scott. Scott says let him go. Meet the McCains. Who that to you? Says there's so many good running backs out there next year. It'll be a drop off from AK, but there's a bigger need that needs to be signed. Thank you, Meet the McCains. Thank you for that, for your comment. A lot of people said, man, listen, he might not be worth the money. Let's go with somebody else. But what does that mean to your Super Bowl? But family, when you say that, do you not understand that Alvin Kamara is a large part of the Super Bowl push? He represents over 70% of the Saints offense. What would be your thought process in that? To my people, to the Great Saint Think Tank, people that's chiming in, that's telling me, and the Who That Nation, Alvin Kamara is a dime a dozen back. What does that mean to your Super Bowl aspirations? Because I'm pretty sure everybody here saying the Saints are a Super Bowl team this year. What do you look like without Alvin Kamara, who represents 70% of the team, and you're trying to replace him, less than 2 weeks before the season starts? Make me understand your rationale there. Answer that for me. All right. Okay, 504 Hot Boy says Bush and Sproles are not on Kamara's level. I'm telling people that they don't understand what he means to the offense, man. I'm telling you. Heavy said Big Q, it's not fair to us that he waited this long to ask for a raise. He should have asked for it when last season. He didn't ask. Look, bro. The Saints brung that to Heavy C. The Saints went to Kamara with that. They initialized the contract talk. They could have waited till after the season was over with so it wouldn't be a distraction, or they could have chose to address it earlier in the year when they supposed to have done it. My mentality is you should have done it 2 years ago. You seen where he was trending in terms of his production, and you knew he wasn't like the rest. But it wasn't Kamara that says, listen, I want my money. No, the Saints initialized the contract discussions with him, not he with them. So let's get that straight. So, what is your logic now that that's been corrected? Because that's incorrect. The Saints initialized the discussion with him, not the other way around. They decided that. And I was saying that was bad to do that so close to the season because I knew they might be far off in what they wanted to pay. That should have been this discussion that was happening then. But remember what Sean Payton said, and I'm a historian in here. Remember what Sean Payton said when they asked him about an extension for Alvin Kamara during the Super Bowl? Did you know what Sean Payton said? He said that's a 4-day discussion with Mickey Loomis. So remember when he said that earlier in the year? Do you remember that? I remember it. He said it was a 4-day discussion with him. And my comment was, what did I say in contrast to that? I say a 4-day discussion. That shouldn't be a 4-hour discussion about whether or not you're going to keep the guy that represents over 70% of your offense. Remember I said that? Go look up at the tapes. Go back and look at it. He said that then, 4-day discussion. How did 4 days from early in the year turn into 6 months later? We must be on that biblical timeline, like 1 day with us is like 1,000 to the Lord. We're on a heavenly calendar day with Sean Payton. You know, come on now, man. See, they can't see. You got to remember it. You can remember the stuff, the bullshit they say. You bust them up every time. And I remember what they say. That's how I can bring it back and throw it around. I was like, hold on, you stop the presses. That's how I got Kamara together with his representative, telling us about he ain't worrying about the money. But all of a sudden, I told you that's bull crap, y'all. How you not worried about the money and you just weren't willing to play? Then all of a sudden, he didn't show up to camp 3 days, 4 days. Then they said it was unexcused. Unexcused meaning monetary, his contract. But I just won't play. I don't care about it. I'll leave. What? That's wrong. Peyton saying that takes 4 days to talk about it with Mickey Loomis. Well, that was 6 months ago. It's just beautiful, man. I thank the Most High for my memory, man. I really do. But thank you, Heavy C. Repeat to that, Heavy C. What was your reply to that? It wasn't Kamara that initiated, his people that initiated the contract discussion. It was the Saints. That's documented, baby. You can Google that. Drew Goddamn P says, yeah, man, we stole Deontay Harris. He came out of nowhere. The Saints do that all the time, bro. They found JT Gray, who's a top level ace. They found Justin Hardy. They find most of the key. Look at Shy Tuttle, Granderson. These guys are going to come on and be impactful. You know, you got a Cam Tom, who's a really good one. Ethan Greenwich, that's a really good one that nobody talks about. He's good. They found Clapp off the freight as an undrafted guy. And I can go on. Josh Hill was a guy they found the same way. The same way. You know, like Derek Washington, the running back, same way. You see what I'm saying? So they find these men, bro. They find these men undrafted wise. And when you talking Saints in the draft, you cannot talk the draft without talking undrafted, because the Saints excel drafting players and getting undrafted guys. And not only that, but developing those guys into core members of the core role players. And they come in and they do a great job. And that's what they've gotten, you know. So Bishop One Love, thank you for joining us, fam. Scott says, we thought the same with Jimmy Graham. These scat back guys are replaceable in the Saints system. Okay, we'll see, bro. We'll see. All right, let's see. All right. Thank you, Bishop. Bishop said, come on, family, hit the like button. Please spank upon the like button. Subscribe if you're in the subscriber family. We'll roll with you. Got another few minutes or so. Joshua says, Alvin is worth 2 first rounders. I know, Josh. I just threw that out there. It's like, why would he just throw out 1 first rounder? And Yannick Ngakoue gets traded from the listless garbage time Jaguars for a 2nd round pick and a 5th round pick, that if the team win the Super Bowl, they get a 2nd round pick. So they'll end up with a 2nd and a 3rd or something like that. The Saints want 1 first rounder. Do you not understand, if that was a real report, that you will have every team in the NFL saying, man, y'all want 1 first rounder? Yeah, I get it, man. If that was real, there come every team in the league offering a 1st round draft pick, and Atlanta coming with 2 of them. Oh, let me tell you something, man. You let that man, anyway, we'll see. All right, Bishop said we got it. Okay, good. So Sufian says there's no way we cannot replace AK. I agree with you, Sufian. I'm here beating it down, bro. I'm beating the block. All right, Badass says McCaffrey runs the ball between the tackles better than Kamara. They both have great receiving skills. McCaffrey is the Panthers offense. Alvin is a role player on the Saints football team. He's a role player, Badass. Badass Sports say Kamara's a role player. I don't agree with that, bro. Oh, hell no. That's like saying Mike Thomas a role player. No, my friend. You are severely devaluing Alvin Kamara's contribution to the Saints. So just because McCaffrey is perceived to run the ball better in between the tackles, he deserves that $16 million. But no, not Kamara. And Kamara runs the ball very well in between the tackles too. He does. I don't agree with that badass sports show. I don't agree. He's not a role player. You're really devaluing Alvin Kamara's role on this team by designating him as a role player. He's a star on the Saints offense, fam. He's a star like Michael Thomas is a star, like Drew Brees is a star. He is a star on that team, not a role player. I disagree with that, my friend. I damn sure disagree with that. CG says Sproles stayed hurt. What you talking about? He bust out the Garrett Coleman on him. What you talking about with him? Nola Ball says Easton is so trash, bro. I know, but he making $6 million the easy way. $6 million the easy way. Jared Clinton said, if traded, what team? Bro, I don't know. I don't want him to be traded. But if you have to trade him, you better get your value for him. And I'm talking multiple first-round draft picks. You better get him if that's the case. And if you can get a guy that can help you this year. But I say no because it's too late to trade Alvin Kamara. It's too late. You know? That sounds like a song, Reese's song. It's too late. Oh, anyway. But listen, the bottom line is that it's too late to talk about trading Alvin Kamara this far into the season. It's too late. It's too late. You wait to open up negotiations less than 2 weeks before you got the first week matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. That is a major game that the Saints have to win to start this year off. You see what I'm saying? To get the year off on the right foot. And you're not going to have Kamara in that game. You possibly, that was a terrible decision. I've been saying that, family, and we seeing it. Shouldn't have done it. That was way too late to institute that tried to talk contract. He should have waited or done it earlier. Blake Barrett, who that to you, Blake? Good to see you, Jared. Who that to you for the question too, Jared Clinton. Thank you, fam. Thank you. Bishop says Easton better be cut by cut days. We got time. They gonna hold on to Easton. Watch, you gonna see. I keep telling you, people keep saying Q for the last time. Q. They got rid of Larry Warford because they needed his money. And then I turn around and said, for the last time, family, they did not get rid of Larry Warford to get his money when they got Easton, who's the worst of the two. You got a Pro Bowler, offensive lineman, 3 years straight. Larry Warford, starter, didn't miss that many games. Nick Easton, his backup. They needed the $7 million, Q. And then I would say to them, no, they didn't. If they needed the money, they would have cut the worst of the two, which was Easton, who's making $6 million. It makes sense, don't it? Oh, no, it don't make sense. Of course not. Of course, Warford just had to go. I got you, bro. I got you. All right. Let's keep it going. He'll get $12 million, but nothing over. I'll give him that, and I agree with you. $12 million is fine. Bader says, still haven't answered my question about the money is going to come from Lattimore. Okay, I think I did answer that question. I'll answer it again, my friend. I'll say it again. I thought I did answer it. I answered the question about the money will come for Larry. I put Ryan Ramczyk and Marshawn Lattimore in the same thing when I answered, and I said it several times over in my manner, is that the Saints will pay Ryan Ramczyk and Marshawn Lattimore the same way they paid Mike Thomas and the rest of the family members, like they paid Drew Brees. They'll put together a deal together for them and span out the contract in a way where it got step increases in it. In the first year will not impact the team that much, maybe $1 million or $2 million. The second year to jump to $4 or $5 million. The next year to go up and up and up. And then in the final year, each year the Saints would then peel off money per that year to renegotiate wherever they need the money to go to help the cap. Now, what does that mean? Q, say that again. That means that if I'm paying somebody $10 million, let's say if I give Mike Thomas, let's say he make $10 million a year, right? Let's say it's $10 million a year. You paying them $10 million a year, right? That first year it won't be $10 million, about $2 or $3 million, and you get like that signing bonus and all that kind of stuff. The next year to go up to maybe 8 or 9, the next year to be up to 10 or 12, the following year be 13, 14, and each year that comes, I will cut off money by paying them direct money up front off that contract to adjust it according to the salary cap. Meaning that in the second year when I'm paying you $10 million, I'm gonna come to you and say, we're gonna rework your contract. What does that mean? That means that I will then give you of the $10 million that I owe you, I will then pay you $5 to $7 million of that money that year and then free up the rest of the money on the cap. Now you tell me the Saints ain't been doing that. They constantly reworking money and converting contract money into what they call bonuses and paying it directly in a check to the player up front and personal. That is, and they said they've been lying for years and saying that Drew's been taking pay cuts for the team. And I told them, people, shut up and stop lying. Drew Brees didn't take no pay cuts prior to this year. They will convert a portion of his yearly salary into a upfront payment, meaning that if I owed you 20 a year, he'll go 10 of it so I can free up 10 on the cap. That's how they operate, bro. That's why I keep telling people, stop worrying about money with the Saints, because the Saints do that all the time. And I thought people would pick that up. That's how they've been doing it, my brother. And I told you that. They will sign Marshawn Lattimore and Ryan Ramczyk to contract extensions that will be top 5 at their class. They will sign those men. And then what they'll also do is, like I said, Mike Thomas will get a salary reduction. Google whether or not the Saints reduced Mike's salary for this year and find out what they did. Did they rework Mike's deal this year to free up money like they did Teron Armstead, like they did several other players on this team? They reduced their salary every year in accordance to whatever monies they need on the cap for that current year that they own. Tell me if I'm wrong on that. I've been following this for 30 years. I've been covering this team for over 5 years. I know this. I come with the receipts. Look it up. That's what I'm talking about. And that's how they do it. So you saying, well, Q, listen, that's how they going to do it. That's how they going to do it, my brother. That's how they do it. That's how they do it every year. It's called kicking the can. And kicking the can is not a bad thing as long as you're drafting well, getting undrafted guys that work for cheap. Granderson, Shy Tuttle, Taylor Stalwart was on the team. Malcolm Roach could be one of those guys. Joe Bessie, JT Gray, Justin Hardy, and all these El Cheapo guys that's on the team that play hard like they're starters, but they're role players. They don't make that much money. Cameron Tom is not making that much money. So you have guys, I'm just keeping it real with you, brothers. I'm just telling you the truth about the whole situation. It is what it is, as I like to say. That's why I tell y'all, stop worrying about the Saints' money, man. Cut that out. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what they're going to do. They're going to make sure Ryan Ramczyk paid. The Saints are going to be viable. But listen, the thing is, the issue I have is with the running back, the position of Alvin Kamara. Does he deserve the money? Yes, he does. He does. You cannot justify. If you're in your personal feelings, that's your opinion. I'm not going to debate you about your opinion, families. And I'm talking to everybody. For my people that says Alvin don't deserve the money, he's just a regular back like everybody else. I don't agree with that. I don't agree about that. Hell no, I don't agree about that. He's not just the statistics show you he's not a dime a dozen back. That's your personal feeling that he's a dime a dozen back. His statistics don't indicate that he's a dime a dozen back. Well, listen, you don't listen. Look, let's bring some receipts here. Let me give you some more receipts here, because obviously that's what we need to see. But since sometime, we got to bring the receipts. Here go the receipts. This is the receipts right here. I got it highlighted on the screen. This is a look at Kamara plus all the running backs with salaries above $10 million per year since 2017. Okay? Look at it. I got it highlighted for you. Since 2017, these are the running backs that's making $10 million a year. You tell me if this is fair. It's fair for what he's asking for, between 12 to 15 million. He's not pulling that out of his tail. Do he have the statistics to ask for 12 to 15 million dollars? Is he in the ilk of the people that are getting 10 plus million a year? And does he belong? Does he deserve what he's asking for? The truth of the matter is he does. Look at the statistics at the top. Christian McCaffrey, 5,443 yards, 39 touchdowns. averages 5.9 yards per touch, 48 games for the Panthers. His annual salary, he just signed a big fat contract, $16 million a year. That's top in the NFL. That's even more than Zeke Elliott's deal in terms of just annual salary, you know. Look at Zeke Elliott's next on the list, 5,000 yards, 5,030, 32 touchdowns, 5 points. He averages 5 yards per touch, you know. Look at games, 41 games, 15 million. Statistically speaking, Kamara follows third among two guys that are 15 million in North. He has 4,476 total yards, 37 touchdowns, which is 5 more than Zeke Elliott. He averaged 6.1 yards per touch, which is more than McCaffrey and Elliott. And he's second among the top 3 in games played with 45 versus McCaffrey's 48. Zeke has 41. Look what he's making, $964,000. Joe Mixon, who's behind him, is 16 touchdowns less than he is. He averages 4.7 yards per catch, where per touch, where Alvin is 6.1. He's played one game less than Alvin, and he's getting $12 million. And he has 3,801 yards, total yards versus Kamara. That is 12 million. So now you know where he gets the 12 million from, Joe Mixon. And you looking at up to 15 million. So now you can see, based on the statistics, not opinions, not my idea, my opinion, but based on facts and stats, why Kamara is asking between 12 to 15 million dollars annually because of his production versus other players who are currently getting that money. Look at the statistics, family. Receipts. It's hard to mess with them receipts, isn't it? Look at the numbers, because you might not be aware. Take a good look at him. Look at where he is in production among McCaffrey, who's making $16 million a year, Elliott, and then a guy Mixon, who got a contract signed with the Bengals today for $12 million. Whether he deserves it or not, the statistics in terms of Mixon, whether he deserves it or not, that's what he got. He got 12. Kamara said, if that man can get 12, I got way more yardage than him. I'm way more productive than that man is. And I'm out of all the backs since 2017. Look what Alvin Kamara is making, less than $1 million. And everybody that the cheapest man on this list is 12.5, and that's Derrick Henry. Look at the statistics. Amazing. Simply amazing. We come with the receipts, fam. We come with the receipts. Receipts. So whether you believe that he don't deserve it or not, how can you discount them facts I just showed you? It ain't opinionation, bro. It's about facts and stats, man. And the man deserves his money. I wouldn't pay him $16 million, but he's not asking for $16 million. He asking between 12 to 15 million, because he know his stats do not overlap that of Christian McCaffrey's. But he is asking for 12 to 15, which is very sensible in football money talk. For regular working folk talk, of course not. But for football, high profile, billion sport talk, it's about right in line. So he's not out of line based on his statistics. And now you know. Now you could take that and spread it around to those naysayers saying, we prove no Alvin Kamara, no 12 million. And he said, man, he represents 70+% of the Saints office. I don't care. No running back's worth that. Really? Well, would you like to see some stats? Maybe I can change your opinion to that of facts. But that's what it is, family. Who that to the family members joining it? They said Elvin will be at practice tomorrow. And if that is the case, Bishop, and we talked about that earlier today. And I said, you know what? He's not going to miss. He's going to haggle with him, but he's not going to not play this season, if you understand what I'm saying. It's not like he's not going to play. He's going to play this season because he's going to play. He ain't going to miss the football. He ain't going to miss the football. He's going to play. He is going to play. And then when the season is over with, he's going to walk smooth out of here without any contract. He ain't gonna, because I'm just keeping it real, fam. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. You don't want to piss this guy off. But you get to a point and you don't pay him, and he say, that's fine, you ain't gonna pay me. That's all. I'm gonna play this season. I'm gonna ball, get another Pro Bowl, walk out out there, and he gonna get 15, 16 million on open market. Might get a little bit less because of the C-19 stuff, but listen, Alvin Kamara, people will find some money even if they got to cut a lineman and all that kind of stuff to bring them on the team. I'm just keeping it real with you. They'll cut their salaries down, whatever they got to do. They're going to make it. But I say don't do it. Don't piss him off. He deserves the money based on the statistics. We come with the receipts. All right. Thank you, family. Michael says NFL Network just said that AK intends to show up at tomorrow's practice. That we know. Jonathan Wilson, who that to you, bro? Sat Scott, good to see you in the chat as well, bro. This is the thing we talking about, though, man. This is the thing. Crass, who that to you, brother? He says, while Peyton offense, Breeze offense will undoubtedly be fine in a sense, the idea we can just plug and play someone in Kamara's role is silly, as we've seen Cadet Spiller years. I'm telling you, you don't want to go back to the Cadet and Spiller years. You found a guy that works perfectly in your offense, and I'm telling you, that's like saying, listen, we don't need to pay Mike Thomas. We'll just find another Mike Thomas. Well, there was a guy named Dame Dash who said that about Jay-Z. Jay-Z said, well, Dame Dash said he made me. And my statement to Dame is go make another me. Well, you seen Dame Dash never did that. You can't severely devalue people's role. Kamara fits in this offense. He's comfortable in this offense. He's taken off in this offense. He has the statistics to show that he deserved to pay, and he deserves the money. 12 to 15 million between Mixon and him and Ezekiel Elliott, because it's not even Christian McCaffrey is at 16. So it's really between Elliott and Mixon is what he's looking for. I can definitely see that. I can see that. We'll see, though. But it doesn't surprise me. Thanks for that. Appreciate that comment right there. Who said that? JT. Thank you, JT, for that. Yeah, right. That he'll be here. He'll be here. But the thing is, thank you, Carter. Carter Smith, subscribe. Welcome to the family. All my new Saints family members that joined. Carter Smith, who that to you. Welcome to the Great Saint Think Tank, the best of the Who Dat Nation, baby. We got some smart people up in here. And anybody that is not a subscriber, subscribe, man, because we have some great chats. We have some great time in here talking stats and facts, and we have some fun up in here. So if you want to experience like none other, talking Saints football, join the Great Saint Think Tank, the best of the Who Dat Nation, baby. I welcome you to the family. Hit the subscribe button if you aren't a subscriber, and hit the like button. All right, family, let's keep on pushing. I'm going to exhaust the chat as it's getting close to my time, as I got to get on TSC Q&A on Patreon and kick some more with the family members about this stuff. We're going to go over it. Thank you, Nola Bars. Appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Nola Bars. Welcome to the family, my friend. Thank you. All right, let's keep it going. In the chat, let's see. Alex Alamilo. Good to see you, Alex. He said, God, I pray we don't trade him. That will take our offense down a notch. Thank you, family. It's okay. V1 extent T. Okay, I got you, bro. Good to see you in the chat as well, man. All right. Gord Towings. All right. Thank you, Gord Towings. Who that to you as well? He says, drop Sanders next year and give AK-41 $14 million. There you go. Lloyd Bourne. What up, Lloyd? He said the Saints do not pay running backs. Y'all know that. Sean has kept 3 backs, named last back, to run for 1,000 yards. Crass, thank you, family. He said, I'm just here so I won't get fined. All right. Thank you, Crass. Appreciate you, buddy. Who that to you? Appreciate you, my friend. Statistics don't lie, B. Jizzle said. B. Jizzle said the statistics that don't lie. David Robinson, good to see you, family. David Robinson II, who that to you? He said the Saints are not trading Alvin Kamara. The Saints are crazy if they do trade him. Thank you, Devin. Devin Robinson II, who that to you, my friend? Appreciate you. Mr. Boombastic, who that to you? Says Kamara will be practicing with the team tomorrow. Thank you for that. Barristar 1970. I agree with your son. I'm sure they will get Kamara signed. The young man is a star. Thank you. Barristar 1970 for that. Appreciate you. And who that to you, my friend? Thank you. All right, some of the new who that's in the building. Okay, James says, educate him, Q. That trade talk stuff is trash. Why do we need to feed into that? Kamara Beast deserves to get paid. One of the top at his game. I know you know Kamara, no, and Peyton trade talks are a no-go. Absolutely not. They don't make any sense. This is just saber rattling, as they say. This is saber rattling at his best. Sean Payton knows that you can't trade your best running back when less than 2 weeks before your first regular season game. Who are you going to put to replace him? You don't have enough time and enough practices to get anybody ready for that. And plus, Kamara, I've said it earlier in the show before the family members divulged that he was going to play, is that it makes sense for him to start playing again because he don't want to not play and then hold out for the season, then not make his stats. So the stats add on to his argument for his payday somewhere else. So one way or the other, he's going to get his money. And the thing is, are you going to be cheap enough to say we can't pay him because we don't have it when you know you do? If you got Nick Easton on your team and you paying him $6 million, you can afford to pay Alvin Kamara. If you cut Nick Easton, that's half the money. That's half of 12. You mean to tell me you can't come up with the rest? Man, I'm just telling you, man. They got the money, fam. They got it. And the statistics, don't make me rip out my stats again for your tail. All right, let's keep it going, family. Smokeless says, man, like women lie, stats don't lie. That young man saying some facts right there. All right, thank you. All right, let's keep it going. Jonathan says, give him the money. Thank you once again, Jonathan. Smokeless says, once in a generation type talent talking about one first rounder, please. Thank you. Derek says, well, the Saints playing crackhead games. Teal says, my bad. I see it, Big Q. I gotta rip out them receipts sometimes, brother. They be like, man, and I was recently, man, Q, then that other guy came on here talking about accusations. I said, accusations? Man, hold on, bro. I gotta start bringing out the receipts. I thought we was behind that. I thought we came in here doing with our homework done. You know, when you come in, y'all listen to all the interviews. You read majority of all the articles. So when I'm prefacing stuff, you're saying, yeah, I heard that. I read that the other day, Q. Yeah. But you got some people that don't do that. And for those people, I have to come with the receipts and go, bam. Then they look at it and say, oh, it button them right on up. It buttons them up every time. It's like eating a lemon. All that, you can't just pucker them right on up. They can't talk. All right. Bishop said he got an epidural shot last Thursday. He was recovering. The word on Twitter is Donkey said on BS leak and foolishness to Miss Anderson. Slick Rick says, and they're full-time backs. Crash says, who that? Okay, he's shouting out. Nick 504, who that to your face? I don't believe the Saints talking about trading Kamara. The Saints don't even conduct business like this. I believe man deserves to get paid, and I believe he will buy us. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you. Nick says something wrong with that. 504, and I agree with him. 504 Easy says Mickey just doing Jerry Jones looking for attention. Press AK-47 and getting his bag. He gonna get his bag whether it's from us or the Saints. Man deserve it. It's not like a question is do we deserve it? Do we have the stats to command that kind of money? I just showed you he did. Okay, Gord Toyin says on Instagram says, what about Kamara's fantasy value? I think it'll be pretty high. With him coming back, it should be fine, bro. It should be fine. By the way, the fantasy league for the fantasy draft, for those who want to participate, the link is in the chat. Feel free to also know that the fantasy draft is Saturday, this upcoming Saturday at 1 o'clock, just to let you know. Okay, let's keep it going, family. Sat Scott says, go Saints, no cap. That's right. They don't believe in no cap. Cap, what stinking cap? You know, I remember that old saying. All right, let's keep it going, fam. Let me get on down here. I got another show to pop on. Wilmington Sims says, give the man his money. Thank you, Wilmington. Who that to you, my friend? Appreciate you. Nola Ball says, pray that man Winston to Thomas is cringe worthy. Pelicans notices, man, the city going to go crazy if AK-41's not in uniform. Sad Scott says, Saints always trying to lowball players, but they gave Easton starting O-line money. Makes no sense. Kelvin Washington from Phoenix, Arizona. What up, Kel? What's going on, fam? All right, Nola Ball said, I thought I'd been described. It happened, bro. You might think you subscribe, and sometimes I've had that happen to a lot of people. They think they subscribers, and then they realize that they're not when they look at it. See if your button lit up. If your button says subscribe, then you subscribe. If it's not, then you're probably not. You know, I know you might get the notifications, but sometimes they don't necessarily mean you subscribe. So just to let you know, thank you for that. My Ninja in the building. Good to see him. Slick Rick says, and he don't fumble. Thank you, Slick. Derek says, family, get with y'all. I'll be back in a few. All right, brother D. My Ninja said they need to just pay Kamara, period. Come on, man. Dada. Who that to Dada? Thank you. Kenny Steve. Good to see you there. Kenny Steve. He says supposed to return back to camp tomorrow. Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate you. And who that to you? Gord Toyings on Instagram says just subscribe. Thank you, Gord Toyings. Appreciate you, my friend. Hoodoo Occultism. Who that? He says if they don't resign number 41, I'm not a Saints no more. Hoodoo Occultism says, man, I'm taking the black and gold stuff down. I got you. Appreciate you, Hoodoo Occultations, and who that to you, and welcome to the stream. Barristar 1970 says, Dad says hello, enjoying the show. Thank you. Okay, thank you, and who that to you as well, family. Appreciate you. The right, what up, family? Good to see you. He says Kamara does with Reggie Bush, Pierre Thomas, and Darren Sproles do all three of those wrapped into one baller. Think about it, because if it wasn't, Obscure Blanco, who that to you? And welcome to the great Saint Tank. Obscure Blanco. Thank you, family. Who that to you? A lot of family members jumping in here today. Good to see it, man. James Dub, who that to you? James, good to see you in the chat. Who that to you? And that's the thing about also the Sports Coma that's really cool, is that most people don't acknowledge the people coming in. I acknowledge the people because I'm kind of, I'm on that Tom Benson model. I believe that the people make the show work. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't the family members here talking Saint Talk, I'd be here talking to myself, and I would look quite foolish, wouldn't I? This man sit up here having a full discussion by himself. But anyway, who that to you? And thank all of the new subscribers of the show as well. Thank you, and who that to you? All right. Sad Scott said, I don't believe that the Saints leaked that. That's media BS. Thank you, Sad Scott, as well. Pelicans Nola says, AKA 41 just have to wait till Miss Benson finished with her quarantine. Tyra says Sean Payton would be delusional. Thank you, Tyra. Crazy World says, the way you save money is not by spending it. That's right. That's right, Crazy World. You ain't too crazy with that one. You pretty sane, World, on that one. Teal says, I'm officially locked in the fantasy league. All right, Teal in the building. My dog Teal in the building. What's happening, Teal? Welcome, brother. It's good to see you, man. We got 20. This kind of, I don't know if not too many people played in a 20-team fantasy league, bro. I'm just warning you, it's pretty rough. We did it last year. It's pretty rough because after, I won't say 8 or 9 rounds, you got to really start digging. I'm just keeping it real. And then in our fantasy league, you got to pick. It's not just you pick a defense. You pick a defense, and then you got to pick defensive linemen, linebackers. We do it. It's straight up the bomb. Plus, you win $100, man. If you the man with your or the woman with your fantasy skills. So it's just another way we engage in the family members. It's cool, man. We did one last year, and we doing it this year. So just it's fun. Jason King. So appreciate it, Till. Jason says, "Who that? Let him walk." He says, "Who that?" He says, who they let them walk that Q. We won't be able to sign them all, man. I got you, bro. And you're right. And you might be looking at DeMario Davis is gone because you got to sign them other guys. You could be looking at Sheldon Rankins gone. DeMario, those are some of the cap casualties that could occur. But we know Ramczyk and Marshawn Lattimore and Alvin Kamara, you can't let those guys get out the building. That's why Zach Barnes here, I told people about that earlier. They thought I was, selling wolf tickets. I don't need to do that. But I'm just being real. I said, look what happened to Nigel Bradham. You put Bradham in the street and listen, because they won't see the young guys. Well, Zach Bourne is a guy that they won't see a lot of, and they don't run too many 4-3 packages. And Alex Anzalone is the guy they're moving at the middle position at the Mike because they want to see what he can do. If he can handle that Mike position and Zach Bourne is here, you can kiss goodbye to DeMario Davis. The Saints don't play that 4-3 that much. They always in the modified nickel with 2 speedy linebackers that never need to leave the field, that can cover, play the run and the pass. I'm keeping it real with y'all. They're not going to pay heavy-handed money to keep a guy like DeMario Davis to come in on the 3rd linebacker position when they run the 4-3. They like Alex Anzalone. That's why they're trying them at the mic, and they like Zach Bourne. And they want those 2 guys. They won't see what they can do because that's part of a little slight youth movement the team is doing. Remember what DeMario is advancing his age, but I'm just keeping it real with you. The Saints are going to retain those younger players. And if he can't come back at the right price, which I don't think he should, because I think he can find a deal somewhere else, like AJ Klein did with Buffalo, you could say you could be saying goodbye to DeMario too. Just keeping it real. All right. Thanks for that comment there, fam. Nick says, that's what I said. Saints don't conduct business like that. We are family over here. That's ish fake news. Thank you, Nick. All right. Nick says fake news. All right. Sad Scott said you're trying to lock up Brandon Ingram right now. Okay, that's good, bro. Man, just coming off of that most improved player. He's a restricted free agent. Makes sense to sign a multiple year deal. You want him and Zion Williamson together for the foreseeable future. We also do the Pelican post game report as well. So hit the link. I think the link is in the description section. If it isn't, please look it up on YouTube and subscribe because we do shows every week. And we come at you with the same intensity with the Pelicans as we do with the Saints. So you're welcome to join there as well. Thank you. Thank you, Nick, for your comment as well. Thank you, Sad Scott. Gardito says wings on Instagram. Great content. Q who that. Thank you, Gardito. Big ups to you, my man. Appreciate you. Saint Sport Talk. What up, Sport Talk? He says Tom Pacellas reported that Kamara will be at camp tomorrow. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate the sideline reporter, Sport Talk 365, dropping the knowledge. All right, that's my boy. He always coming with some valuable information, bro. He always delivers some impactful information to the chat. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all. Mark 504 says we good. Thank you, bro. Jonathan Wilson says Peyton is not a fool. He's not foolish. Right. Ryan Locks Gigi says you keep it professional over here. Still fun. I can dig it, bro, man. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for joining us and giving us a play. Tremal, who that to you, Tremal? Good to see you. Big Q is like Frank's Furniture Store. Got to see the special man. Let him have it. Let him have it. Well, no problem. See, I'm from New Orleans, y'all. Most people probably, most of the people in New Orleans, they know the special man. All right, Bayou Dad. Who that to you? Bayou Dad. Good to see you. Says, what up, my brother? Just following your channel the other day. Thank you, Bayou Dad. Appreciate you for giving us some support here. Much love to you, my friend. Mark 504 AK is going to practice. They were close to making a deal before this went left. He will be in practice tomorrow. I hope this don't sour any discussions going forward because this was not a good move. Hope, if you're negotiating, you won't keep all of that in-house because for obvious reasons, but if it leaks out, it can cause all kind of strain. That's why I was against negotiating that because obviously somebody's leaking stuff out to the press. How would they, how did, what's his name? The reporter guy, Sport Talk knew what I'm talking about. How did the reporter guy know that the Saints wanted a first round draft pick for him? You see what I'm saying? Who leaked it to Josina, who's pretty accurate? And then Rappaport came with his game, and the back end of his tweet was wrong because Kamara missed 3 days. If they were working a day, today would be 4 days. So I mean, a lot of construing fake information going back and forth, like Nick said. So I mean, we'll see how it shakes. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, Bayou Dad is pretty good. Glad I found it. Sick of listening to Atlanta, all this Falcon crap. Bro, we got a ton of great Saint Tank, Black and Gold Who Dat members out there in Atlanta, bro, that listens to the show. And we glad to have you, man. We need to stick together, bro. And no matter where we are, bro, whether we in Texas or at Georgia, man, or anywhere else in the world, bro, it's good to be home with family, man. When you all, it keeps it real, bro. You can't ask for no more than that. Thank you for that, Bayou Dad. Who that to you, DJ? Good to see you. Mark 504 said he wasn't holding out. He was treating from a shot in the back. Okay, he was in holding out. Okay, elaborate on that, Mark. I don't know what you mean, a shot in the back. Elaborate on that, bro, so I can get with you. Who that, Chemo Slice? Who that to your family? Good to see you. Scoob, my dog Scoob in the building. What up, Scoob, man? Where you been at, man? People asking about you, cuz. Good to see you, bro. Donald Woods, who that to you? He says, what's up? See what's happening when the media lies to us. It's their job. They get paid to make up stories, and a lot of people believe it. I mean, you start breaking it down and looking at stuff. That's why I say critical analysis is needed in this world. I mean, listen, man, they got computer software out there that just make up lying shit all day. I'm just keeping it real with you. They had a lady did a report on it, man, about it, and she did a report on the man that designed it. And they designed it to use on foreign people, but they turn on and use it on the people in America. That's what they supposed to do that. But they just got stuff. They take a delight in twisting and turning the narrative. You don't have, even if it's sports, just to create problems and dissension. That's why critical analysis is needed, man. It's needed. Bishop says, get the likes to 100. Hit the like. Thank you, Bishop. Who that to Brother Jerry as well. Gardito says it's pronounced Gordito. All right, I got you, bro. He says, all love. Gardito. Okay, I got you, bro. I apologize, bro, but I appreciate the pronunciation breakdown. Gardito. All right, I got you now. All right, I got you. Sufayan, who that? Okay, Sufayan. Thank you, bro, for joining us in the fantasy league. Who that to Sufayan? Our family member chiming in from Paris, baby, from Paris, France, in the building. Who that to Sufayan? Thank you for becoming a member in the fantasy league. Big ups to you, fam. Okay, let's see. Shorty40 says healthy Kamara is one of the most exciting players in the league. MT and Kamara will keep the excitement for years without Breeze. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that comment. Crazy World says my money league is start 2 QBs, 1 extra flex, 3 IDP players, 14. Okay, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty good. He says crazy. I know it is fun, bro. He said, let's see. Hemo said, I don't see Kamara going anywhere. The Saints move like spiders. You never see it coming. Example, blindsided by Graham trade and blindsided by Cook's trade. Not leak news, truth. That's right. Yeah, that's true. Scott says, Alex Anzalone ain't ready for no Mike. All that trash coming at you the way he stay hurt. I says, nah, hey, regardless or not, bro, you saying that, but the Saints are trying him out at the Mike linebacker position. I'm just telling you what they're doing. Go look it up. I'm keeping it real. I don't want him at Mike either because he can't. You saying, that's my argument, is that I don't want to see him at the Mike position either because of the fact that you need your most reliable linebacker at the Mike position, which is Demario Davis. Me and you both know that, Sat Scott. So why didn't the Saints decide to try him at Mike position? And they know, like you know, and I know that. Why? Unless it could be a futuristic move to see he could play the Mike. So they don't need Demario though, because Zach Bourne comes in at the linebacker position. They can kind of squeeze out Demario Davis, perhaps. Me and you both know that, bro. So you saying nah, but they are saying yeah. I'm saying nah too. I don't want to see it, but there's a reason why they're thinking about doing it. They want to see what he can do there. Your most reliable player is supposed to be that. Me and you both agree that it's supposed to be Demario Davis. He's the smartest linebacker. I'm not saying Alex is dumb or anything. Alex is really intelligent. But he's not, he doesn't know that position like Demario Davis. And part of that is just not his intelligence, because a part of learning the game is being in the game. And he misses a lot of games. Demario hasn't missed a game since he's been down here. So, of course, Demario knows that defense better than anybody else there, and didn't have the ability, the physical ability to go out there and perform sideline to sideline, smart enough to peep out and cover the pass as well as the rush. That's Demario Davis. You're 100% right, bro. But the Saints are going to try him at Mike. Why? Well, just like I said, think about it. Think about it. All right, Jamal said Demario Davis should get paid. No Saints linebacker is better than him right now. Look at the age, bro. I'm just saying, even though I'll tell you don't worry about the money, they'll look at that and then use the money for a reason to squeeze out Demario. I'm saying Zach Bourne is not a friend of Demario Davis. Demario's on this last year here. They keep telling you that they won't see what the young guys do. They put Nigel Bradham in the street, fam. And Nigel Bradham is a guy that gives them what Demario can give them. But they put him in the street to look at the young guys in a Super Bowl year. You know, a Super Bowl or bust year. They put him in the street. And I was saying, listen, Zach Bourne is here for a reason. He's here, and Michael Hodges and all of them was ranting and raving about what they want to do with this guy. Remember when they drafted, I played all that. Mike Hodges said he wants to play, man, he want him to play inside and out. And they want Bourne in there because they want linebackers that never leave the field, that could play the pass and the run. And that could be problematic for Demario Davis, because if they keep Alex Anzalone, where does Demario go? And will he take a pay cut, a real pay cut, to stay with the team? I'm saying they use that when they want to use it. You get what I'm saying? But they never use it for Drew. You know, they never use it for Drew. Well, this year he took $25 million because they wanted to go get Mike and Emmanuel, and them other years Drew was getting full value. He was taxing them. He said, listen, I deserve this. You're going to pay me. And they did without even saying anything about it. Matter of fact, remember the year when that Drew Brees, they had several people. They called Jari Evans and everybody. It was the year when they got rid of Darren Sproles. They went to everybody to take a pay cut, and not to Drew Brees. Now, it wasn't really a pay cut. And then Drew gives, they say it's pay cuts. It's the wrong word for it. You know, I apologize. It's not a pay cut. When they take a portion of your money away from you, it's not a cut in pay. They're merely taking money they owe you in the future and paying it to you in now. That is not a cut and pay. You know, that's more like a money transfer, a zero interest money transfer that you get now. So if like I said before, if you have a $15 million deal and I say I want to shave off 7.5 of that so that I can have that on the cap, then I'll give you a $7.5 million check. And then I put the paperwork in to cut that off the books because you got paid your money. You sign off on that. So that's not a cut. That's not a cutting pay. Cutting pay is what he did this year, which is to get significantly less than what he knows he can get on the open market. So he took a pay cut this year. Prior to that, there was no Drew Brees pay cuts. This was the first year he actually did that. Okay, let's keep it going, family. All right, Jamal says Anderson only stay hurt. He's not going to last at Mike linebacker. I hear you, bro. Why the Saints playing him there then? All right, JT says, but Q, we always had a middle linebacker and Arizona is not it. I hear you, bro. I'm on y'all's side with that. I'm just telling you what the Saints are looking to do with him. They're saying they want to see him at the middle linebacker position. I'm on y'all's side. I don't want to see him at middle linebacker because of his knee. He can't stay up to, he can't, his fragility, his I don't call a man fragile, or his inability to stay healthy. Let's just phrase it like that. You know, he can't stay healthy. And I don't want to see him in and out the middle linebacker position. That'll create a problem. So, you know, I agree with y'all. I'm just saying that's what the Saints are doing. That's what they're doing that for. Nolan Nerd says, where you at, Big Q? Good to see you. And Big Homie Kamara's not going anywhere. Thank you, Nolan Nerd. Good to see you in the chat, my friend. Who that to you? Tragic says, Saints showed you can win without AK last year. AK is a depreciating asset. Damn, my man with stock market talk on me right quick. He says a depreciating asset. How is he depreciating, bro? You're getting full value. The man producing Pro Bowls. To get Pro Bowls every year, that means that you have to be turning in a high level of production to be recognized as the best in one of the best in your positions. So if that's the case, the Saints contracts pay you extra money for making a Pro Bowl. Even if your team doesn't make the playoffs, you still get extra money for making their incentives in their contract and language in their agreements, which take money away from them if they miss time or miss games, or give them money when they reach individual accolades, like they lead the league in rushing, they catch more, or they up in a certain percentiles, or how many, or they lead the league in catches or touchdowns. You know, if he goes to the Pro Bowl, stuff like that, they get extra money in the contract, you know, based on those parameters of those things that they're meeting. Alvin Kamara is in the 4th year of his career. I wouldn't say he's a depreciating asset this early in his career. I mean, how is he depreciating? He's 3 straight Pro Bowlers. And then this year, when he stays healthy, he'll get another one. So I wouldn't call him depreciating. You know, I wouldn't call him that. That's like saying Christian McCaffrey's depreciating, or, you know, I wouldn't agree with that either. To me, the rest of those guys, you look at the running back list, I think Christian McCaffrey and Kamara are on another level. Even though we quantify those guys as running backs, they're more like flex players. You know what I'm saying? There should be a special position termed after those guys. You know, they're like flex players. You could play them anywhere on the field. They could be running back. They could be wide receiver. They kick return. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of an insult to just say you're just a running back and your value, you know what I'm saying? That's like a slap in the face with guys that productive no matter where you place them at on the field. You could put me at wide receiver, I'll tear you up. You put me at running back, I'll tear you up. You put me at the kick return, punt return, I'll make something happen. For a guy like that, it's kind of an insult to just say quantify him at running back. You see what I'm saying? It's an insult, you know, sort of. But it's not like the rest of those guys is what I'm saying. Thank you. All right. Thank you, bro. Drew says AK coming back. He claims to have received an epidermal shot. Okay, I got you. Okay, that's what he was. So he said he was so he wasn't holding out. Okay, let's rationalize that. Y'all tell me what y'all think, and I'm going to say that. I'm going to get through the chat. Then I'm going to get off. I got another show to do, TSC Q&A, tonight for all the family members who are YouTube members and Patreon champions. We'll be doing that show tonight. As soon as when I get off of this one. Let's unpack that. Let's say that he did get, what was it? Who said that? Okay, Drew goddamn Brees and several other family members. Okay, Drew says he got a shot in his back. That's why he was missing. Am I correct in that? Drew says AK coming back. He claims to have received an epidermal shot in his back. That's why he was out. Is that accurate? Okay, answer that in the chat. Is that accurate that he's saying that's the reason why he was missing time because he had a shot in his back, right? Hold on. Let's unpack that. Answer that for me in the chat, bro. Okay, that's okay. Drew Goddamn Bree says that's what he said, and I think somebody else said the same thing, but I didn't understand what they said. I think one of the family members earlier said the same thing. Okay, Crass says accurate. Okay, all right. Okay, if that's the issue, if he missed time. Man, come on, man. We too smart for this, man. If he missed time for a shot in his back, then why he didn't tell the team that? Medical excuses, medical doctor visits, and medical procedures or whatever. They're excused. Does he have his own doctor that give him the shot or a team doctor? He couldn't, in 3 days, he couldn't tell him, I got a shot in my back. They didn't know that? That's what can I tell you, man? You've been gone 3 days. 3 days. 3 days you was gone. Unexcused. And all that time you was getting a shot in your back. Whose doctor was it? Was it yours or the team doctor? And when you was getting that shot, why didn't you let the coach and them know when you got the shot, it take you 3 days to inform the team to let them know I got a shot in my back? That's what just saying, man, keep it real, man. Keep it real, bro. Keep it real, man. He got a lying problem, man. He got a lying problem. I mean, come on, man. We slice your ass up on here with that, man. That don't make no kind of sense, bro. For him to claim that he got a shot in his back. Whose doctor? Was it his doctor or the team doctor? And then why didn't he submit the paperwork to the Saints so they know that he was AWOL? He was basically AWOL for 3 days, and the team's like is unexcused. We don't know what's going on. He's just not here, and according to the agreement that he's currently on, the camp is mandatory. And the only way to get out of camp is with the permission of the team. He's under contract. And a lot of people don't like me to say this, but he's property of the team. He's property of the team. The contract says that you are owned by the team. That's why if you go out and say something wrong that piss a lot of people off, you have to apologize if your stances or whatever don't mirror the team focus. And how they penalize them like this, because when they sign the agreement, they give them all the stuff that they're supposed to know that they're not supposed to do. They got it all in paperwork. They got it all written into the language of the agreement. So if to go for 3 days, maybe I believe that for 1 day, but for 3 days, you going with a shot and then all of a sudden you coming back because you got a shot in your back, but the team didn't know where you were at. So your doctor, now thinking that he didn't use the team doctors for it. He used his own personal doctor to get a shot in his back. Wouldn't the team want to know about you? What you getting shots in your back for? What's going on? Why would you, listen, that you are property of that team. Any medical or any problem that you have, that team wants to know what time it is. They want to know what you're doing and why you doing it, especially when it comes down to medical. You get me? You might go somewhere. What if they do something wrong and put something in you and end up failing something? You get what I'm saying? They very strict about that. So to come with this asinine, ridiculous, craptastic ass excuse about you was gone for 3 days because you got a shot in your back and the team didn't know it for 3 days? No, it wasn't about the contract. I was gone for He got a lying problem, bro. He got a lying problem. Verlin says, Q, my opinion, they should have been outlining AK money when they screwed up with Ingrams. They should have, bro. The man leaning on them, and that's a part of it, bro. And it's sad, man. It's sad, bro. Let me run on through this chat and get on up out of here, family. I appreciate all the great family for chiming in, by the way, family. Okay, let's keep it going here. Gonna run through this here thing. All right, let's keep it going. Thank you, JT. LOLW says breaking Alvin traded traded to the Jags. All right. Delcom, what up, fam? He in the chat. What up, fam? Good to see you, Delcom. Good to see you in the chat, man. Javier says, say Kamara gets around 12 to 13 million, no more than that. That's fair. I like that. All right. Our Gordy Toll says my breakup is, he says my break is up. Got to get back to work. Look forward to the next vid. Big Q. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Appreciate your support too, family. Appreciate you. Christopher McCain, who that to you, says update Kamara returned to the same facility tomorrow. Had an epidermal shock causing him to be absent. Thank you, Christopher. Appreciate that. Who that? Collinator, who that to you, says Super DeMario can't leave. I got you, Collinator. Appreciate you. Who that to you, my friend? Seth Griffin. What up, Seth? He says tomorrow doesn't make sense in the way at outside he covers better with people like Gronkowski and other tight ends and slots. Would rather have DeMario pass coverage than Alex Anzalone. Thank you, Seth, for that great commentary. I agree with you, my friend. But I just think the Saints will want to see what Alex Anzalone could do because they see him in the future role at the middle linebacker as opposed to DeMario. And to be honest with you, Alex Anzalone is significantly younger than DeMario Davis. And this is a peer into the future type of move. You see what I'm saying? But I thank you for, and I agree with you, by the way. Appreciate you, Seth. Who that to you? All right, let's keep it going there. Donald says age is a number. He could play 8 to 10 more years. Thank you, Donald. Scoop says QP Rob gonna benefit from Malcolm Jenkins and his newfound health. He sure is balling out in camp. Thank you, Scoop, and good to hear from you, bro, in the chat. Collinator says up front. Tramal says didn't Vilma play until he was 35. DeMario's younger than that. Anola Nurse says they put Nigel out on the street because we don't have preseason games this year. This COVID freakout has royally messed up processes for teams to evaluate talent. Nigel is a victim of that. Thank you, Nola Nerd, for that. Although I would say that, rumors is, and I can't prove it. I can't bring you the receipts on that. Only thing I can wait is till when Nigel Bradham gets signed by somebody will then ask him what happened with New Orleans, and he'll tell you. But he probably won't tell you until he gets signed with another team. So we'll see how that works. But I see where you're coming from. Thank you for your comment there, Nola Nerd. All right, Jason says, yo, Q, this is my money league, 10 teams, $200 buy-in. Lamar, Saquon, Barkley, Melvin, Mike, damn. McLaurin, Brown, Flex is Brown, Kels, Lutz, dang. Yeah, you should be all right, Jason. You looking good on that, bro. You looking pretty good on that. All right. Crash says, keep it simple. All right. Dada says, I agree with that to you, Dada. P-Rob and MJ feed off each other. The Collinator says Kamara is a focal point. He's a beast. He's a dog. He ain't depreciating, brother. Thank you for that. Chemo says that depreciates an asset. I just got to give him respect because he came with the stock market lingo. He mixed stock market lingo and football nomenclature together. I gave him props for that. Chemo says a depreciating asset. Dude still producing better than half the starting backs in the league on one leg. Come on, man. Third year? ? Shaking my head. I got you, Chemo. Gerard, what up, Gerard? How you doing, brother? He says Saints should go with linebacker youth movement, Caden Ellis, Bourne, Batchy, Hanson. I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints release Kiko Alonso. Gerard says youth movement. Yep, a lot of people saying that, and that's what Coach Payton said, is that they asked him about why is Nigel going. He said, I want to see what these young guys could do. So you might be walking up the same side of the street as Payton on that one, Gerard. Delcom says Kamara won't last if he is an every down back. I agree with that. I severely agree. We have to have a 1-2 punch with using more of Murray. I've been saying that. I agree. 1,000% Delcom. Big ups to you. Brother Kevin says, need to feed his ass out of here. Tramal says, depreciating asset is laughable. All right. Gerard says, number one, what's up? Delcom says, Zach Bourne can play outside, which is good, something we need for his longest. And then Mike, man, I forgot the middle linebacker, the linebackers coach. Michael Hodges, the linebackers coach, was ranting and raving about the drafting of Zach Bourne, saying that Zach Bourne is a guy that they see him as a situational guy. They see him playing inside and out. They want him to learn both inside and out. They see Zach Bowen as a linebacker that never leaves the field. He can cover tight ends, running backs, blitz, and all this kind of stuff. And like I said, even though our base defense is 43, our 4-3 defense, the Saints play very little 4-3. They spend a lot of time in a modified nickel. You don't need three. You know, that kind of really makes it tough to think about keeping DeMario there. Now, we could be wrong on this. This is mere speculation. But if that's the case, and he's saying we're looking at these young guys, why would I then think that he won't have that same mentality when the season comes? At the end of the season, because really that's what you should have at the end of the season as opposed to the start of the season, because you will want to have experienced players to help you get to the Super Bowl. And especially in the playoffs, you want experienced linebackers that's been there before. That's what Bradham represents. Having young guys that never been there before is really could be a problem in the playoffs. Just keeping it real, you know. Thank you for that. All right. Drew Goddamn Bree says, hello. That's what he said. Donald says, the Saints never worry about money. They always find a way to make it work. Ask Mickey Loomis that question. I'm trying to tell you. They don't worry about it. They always do. But sometimes they use it, even though we know they don't need it to say it, but sometimes they use it just to justify it, even though their actions don't say it, like what they did with Larry Warford. We needed the money for Larry Warford. That's why they let him go. But you making a guy that making $1 million less than Larry Warford and Nick Easton, but you ain't get rid of him. See, it works sometimes and then it don't work. And that's how you feel when they full of shit when they say some stuff. And you're like, well, how did you get rid of him and you didn't get rid of him? I thought you needed the money. Why didn't you get rid of him first? Well, y'all. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that epidermal thing is really funny. Teal said he got that report also. That is really laughable. Bishop One Love said that's what they report on NFL Network. Do anybody, if any of you guys and gals in here believe that, listen, I got bridges to sell you in New Orleans. I got a bridge to sell you. It crosses over the Mississippi River. It's near as a matter of fact, it goes over the top of the New Orleans Convention Center. Listen, I'll tell you right now, if you buy the bridge, I'll give you the second one for free. If you buy the small bridge, I'll throw the big one in there for free. And if you hurry up and buy it right now, I'll sell you the Huey P. Long Bridge. I'll throw that in there as a deal right now. And listen, the Huey P. Long has railroad tracks over it. And you can go walk up there, say, this is my bridge. I bought it from Big Q. And then you can go walk up there and put your hands out in front of the train and tell it to stop. And then say, listen, you got to pay a toll across this bridge from now on. And I done bought this bridge from Big Q. If you believe that report, I got several bridges in the New Orleans area I won't sell you. I'll tell you what. All right, Antonio, who that to you says, just subscribe, who that for life. Thank you, Antonio, for subscribing, my friend. Who that to you, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you to all of the new subscribers, man, who's joining the show tonight. Much love to you. Welcome to the Great Saint Think Tank and the family. We always have these passionate discussions on a show-to-show basis, man. We really passionate over here. Thank you. All right. Collinator says epidermal is spinal. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Drew says it wouldn't make sense why he would be unexcused absence or contract talk. AK must be getting hit hard by Sean Payton. Oh, let's see. Let's keep it going. All right. Crazy World says fake news. I know, bro. It got to be. It don't make no sense. It's just all foolish. I know, Kevin. GM Kev said, come on, Q. I know, bro. I know. Drew says fake news. I know it don't make any sense. It don't make a damn bit of sense. Collinator says he pregnant. I would hope not. I would damn sure hope not. That's terrible, Collinator. That's terrible. All right. Till said, what's up with his back? See, where did that come from? And why would you why would you go to a doctor not affiliated? Obviously, he went to a doctor that's not affiliated with the team for them not to know that he has seen a doctor. If he went to see their doctors, why would you go to a doctor to get shots in your back? What's wrong with your back? And why would you not go to the team with that? All of this is wrong. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. Donovan, who that to you, Donovan? Thank you for that. Craptastic. Crazy World likes that. All right. Eclipse, who that to you? Says, don't want him. All right. He says, complains too much. All right. Thank you. All right. Lou Lalilo, Hawaii in the house. All right. Hawaii. Good to see you, Lou. Who that to us? A beautiful Hawaii is in the house. Thank you, man. Appreciate you joining us. So we got our family members from the Philippines out in Philippines. We got our family members chiming in from overseas with Sufayan. We got people chiming in for Hawaii, man. We just all over the place. West Africa and parts of Africa, Australia, and in the house, Alaska, all over the country. Portions, we had a couple of family members chimed in from Mexico, South America. It was a couple of times ago. So good to see the family members chiming in a live stream, man. Big ups to you. And welcome aboard, Lou. Who that to you in Hawaii? Big ups to you. J. Alexander Williams says, we done missed out on Griffin, Ryan, Logan Ryan, every damn body. If we don't get clowning, we're not trying to win. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate your comment, family. Who that to you? Thank you, Adrian, for joining us. Big ups, brother. Good to see my baby Adrian in the building. Lou says, yes, sir. He says, let's go. Can't wait till Cam Jordan is going to sack Brady 4 times. Thank you, Lou. All right. Big ups to the family members in the building. Kashin, good to see you as well. Big ups to you as well. All right, let's see who else we got here. Love, he says, okay, thank you, fam. Key said Q in the real estate now. Pelicans Nola, who said, Big Q, I'm a partner with you and sell them Smoothie King, sell them the Smoothie King Center. I'm selling Bridges. Pelicans Nola selling the Smoothie King Center. And if you buy the Smoothie King Center, he'll throw the Superdome in for free. Getting all of what they used to call them back in the day, the pigeons. Getting all the pigeons. But anyway, family, I like to thank all the family members for joining us in the very animated and spirited Sports Coma. This is pretty much what we do all the time. We get here and we have fun. If you like to have fun and you want to talk about the Saints, and we come with the receipts as you see today. A very passionate talk. If you enjoyed talking about the Saints in this manner, please feel free to subscribe. Join it, like it, subscribe, whatever. And we do a lot of great stuff here as well. So before we go, and I really hate to leave you guys, I've done a little bit longer than what I was supposed to do, but I always like to exhaust the chat before I leave. I don't like to leave the chat without exhausting the chat. That's just the thing I got. So I ran over the chat. I hope some of my TSC and Q&A people that's still watching understand I'm going to be a little late, but I'm going to transition to TSC Q&A. On Patreon, if you want to join us there, feel free to join our Patreon page. Is patreon.com/PRO Media Network. The link is in the description section below. Now I'm gonna get into some of the commercials, family, before we ultimately end up leaving the show. So for those who don't know, Red Cross, what up, Red Cross? Red Cross 504, he says, I think his agent would have given him a better consultation. I can't believe he would go around and outside the Saint system for medical treatment. And you know what, Red Cross, that's a great comment, and that's what's rattling my brain too. See, of the family here's like, man, that don't make any sense. What's going on here? If you need medical treatment, you would go to the team. The team got all the doctors. They got they're partnered with Oshner. That's where all the doctors are. Why would you then go? Well, then again, knowing how the Saints' history of doctors are, you can see why he would do that. But then again, not letting the team know. This is problematic. This is problematic if that is indeed the case. I would have not said that. You would have done better just saying, yeah, it was about a contract as opposed to throwing this out there. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. So I agree with you, Red Cross 504. We're going to stay on top of it. More is going to come out on this, no doubt about it. A very strange Tuesday in terms of running backs, family. I mean, think about it. Kamara's strange situation. You had Joe Mixon getting his contract. We had the running back, Leonard Fournette, clearing waivers. Nobody put in a claim for him at all. He's a free agent to sign with anybody. So a lot of running back talk today. But anyway, family, as you can see on the screen, the PRO Media Network, the Sports Coma, the Great Saint Think Tank have our own gear. Over 50 designs are available at several different virtual portals that we have. 2 pro shop links are available for merch. We have masks that you can wear, and all this is our own design by our own design department about designs on shirts. This for the smartphone cover cases, tees, sweaters, hats, all kind of stuff, dog sweater. I mean, we got it all, man. Literally hundreds of dozens of products are available at the pro shop, and by purchasing these, Goes a long way out helping the platform. Take it personal. The new shirt and the new mantra that we at the Great Saint Think Tank, Who That Nation, came up with the team's concept this year is to take it personal. Take it personal. The 3 years of losing and falling through the floor in the playoffs. Take it personal. Take it into this season and take the pride and the aggression of the Black and Gold Nation into a Super Bowl win to appease and rectify the wrongs of the past. Take it personal. Also, one of my favorite sayings that I always like to say is don't burn the beans, which is another term I like to spill out by don't make no mistakes. Run the damn ball. Don't make no mistakes, Sean Payton. That's what don't burn the beans mean. So living that Who That life and several other, we have over 50 designs on shirts, tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, everything. If you want to check it out, go to the Pro Shot, link in the description section below. Also, for the family members that don't know, we also have shows in audio format. So if you're at work or driving around in between, and you want to listen to the show, feel free to go to Spreaker.com/thesportscoma, also known as Pro Radio. So the shows like the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, the Pelican Post Game Report, Ring Kings Boxing World, and Tough Tiger Talk for our LSU Nation is available at Pro Radio. The link is in the description section below. Remember, it's a lot. I'm saying a lot, but still remember, you don't have to memorize none of this. Just go to the description section below for these links. And also, just to let the family members know, we thank all of our Patreon people for their support. If you believe in the platform, you're enjoying it, and we're educating and informing and helping you to get through your day, so become a patron of the show simply by going to patreon.com/PRO Media Network, where you can donate $1, $5, whatever, to help, or become a YouTube member. You'll have access to a lot of content like the TSC Q&A show live that we do tonight on Tuesdays. I'm a little late because I'm doing this show covering that news with Alvin. We'll get more into that. I'll open up the lines of communication on the show tonight on TSC Q&A. So if you want to join, subscribe, patreon.com/PRO Media Network for more information. Link is in the description section. And just to let the family know, our sponsor of the show is GetLifeMask.com. So if you're a Saints, Pelican, and LSU person, they also have other masks available there too. But if you're a sports person and you like these sport masks, you can feel free to pick them up at GetLifeMask.com. You can go over there, and these are special kind of masks. These masks come with a filter that goes in front. But if you go behind the mask, and they'll show you a picture of it, there's a filter that you can slide in the mask, and it lasts for 3 months. As you can see, the PM 2.5 filter goes in between this clip right here. It's removable, and that lasts for 3 months. And you can get all that at GetLifeMask.com. Get Life Mask and breathe easy. Breathe easy with 10% off with the code TheSportsComa. So think about that. And also, a lot of family members, to let the family members know that we have started our second annual Sports Coma Fantasy League. So the football fantasy league's in the building. There's a few spots left over, so get yours now. There's a link in the description section. If you want to know where the other link is, you can feel free to go to. Let me see if I could post that link again for the family members, just so that y'all have it again. I'm gonna post it again before I leave, just for the family members who might want to get in there. But you can also go to the community section of the page. It's listed there as well about the Sports Coma Fantasy League. The winner of the Fantasy League gets $100. There's no run-up cost this year, but we do have the regular pay. So you can hit this link right here. It's in the chat. You can hit that link. That'll take you there. You can sign up. Remember, first come, first serve. Sign up now before they're all gone. And the Fantasy League draft is Saturday, this upcoming Saturday at 1 o'clock Central Time. So just to let the family members know about that, the Sports Coma Football Fantasy League is starting up. So to let the family members, man, I appreciate all y'all for joining us on a very animated and very passionate show today. I appreciate y'all. Much love to you. Thank all of my international family members tuning in from Hawaii, tuning in from Europe and the Philippines, Africa, and all over the world. Thanks to our local family members from all over the country as well, and neighboring states and Canada, all that kind of stuff. We get people from all over the place. There are Saints fans everywhere, and as long as they're passionate Saints fans and people that love their team, don't matter. You got a home here, baby. Come on here and talk some Saints with Big Q and the rest of the Great Saint Think Tank. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support. Thank you to the new subscribers and my established folk. I'm going on over to patreon.com for the TSC Q&A show. Please hit the like button upon leaving. If you're interested in supporting the platform, check out our merch stores, sign up for Patreon, or become a YouTube member. Thank you for that. I love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Who that?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO